Hey guys, Kickassreaction here, the boy, the Flaming Shark. We are back to continue on with day 2 of Rise from the Ashes in the next, this is technically the second trial.
Second trial day, yes.
Yeah,
so we can
second
technically go one more if we need to.
Yeah. Second trial day for the murder of,
Bruce Goodman.
I swear I don't usually mess up this much. Bruce Goodman. And we're not even at that point yet. We're not even at the point of accusing Lana or anything because we still have this other murder to solve. That wasn't a murder at all. So yeah.
Yeah, we basically need to rat this out and then get back to...
We need to out Jake Marshall.
And see where that goes, because we still have no idea. Like, we know why, kind of. Like, we know that this obviously relates to SL9, but we still don't know... And, like, there's all these people connected to SL9 because it was, you know, all the ex-detectives and Goodman, and it was Edgeworth's, like, first big case. And so, like, all these people are connected, but we don't know what, like, to what end. Like, what was Marshall's ultimate goal and how that's going to affect our stuff. And Damon Gant, we met him last time, and he's a crazy guy.
Like, why go for Lana? If they targeted Lana, what did she have to do with it?
We'll see.
Yes, we will. Let's go. Oh boy.
February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright?
You know, don't you have school or something by now? Like,
I mean, her sister is on trial for murder, so I
don't know how that works. Do they give you days off for stuff like this?
Probably.
Like the whole day to investigate murder too?
Well, the investigation part they probably don't know about, but what they don't know won't hurt them.
Damn straight. I think the prosecution is as confused as we are.
I didn't even talk about that. That's the other thing, is Edgeworth got fucked at the end of the last trial. Like, he fucked up, he got in trouble, and he's trying to save his ass. So he's kind of he's almost more in the Phoenix spot than we are right now.
And that's such a breath of fresh air for once.
It is. Love it. Yep, gotta mix it up every once in a while.
After all, the victim was murdered in two different places at the same time.
Nope, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes.
Hey, we didn't see you at all last time.
Yeah, it is good to see your sexy face.
Honestly, Lana. Now I have the full collection of the Sky Sisters at my grasp.
I feel like when you say full collection, it makes it sound like it's more than 2.
Oh yeah, no, their parents died in a car crash. This really is Suits. But, yeah. Unfortunate, but hey, this makes them limited edition.
Sure. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna completely ignore my sister. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed.
Damn. So am I. I'm gonna ignore her too. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning.
We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. Damn! That's rough.
Damn.
So, how'd it go? It says Mr. Wright suspects the police are clueless, so nobody has any idea what's going on.
Fair.
I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. Uh-oh. That wasn't part of the plan. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
She's becoming guilty and trying to off her sentence a little bit.
Yes, that is essentially what it is. We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma.
I mean, they would, I guess, kind of be a little more desperate for a plea deal because, as we've said, no one can explain a double kill of the same man in 2 different spots.
Yeah, and they have to figure out who actually killed him. Which one of the 2?
Just get this done, yeah.
Yeah. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. So what, are you gonna lie?
Miss Sky,
Hmm?
we found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall.
What kind of trace evidence?
Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall?
Damn right I am.
Do you think he's the guy? Do you think it is somehow him?
I won't be surprised if it's all four of them. We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky?
Interesting. Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. All right.
That's
Fair
right.
enough.
They call me right
February.
because I'm never wrong. But I've never lost a case in my life.
Well, it's actually because he's always right. But anyways, February 24th, 10 a.m.
Phoenix Wright. I could not have more big dick MC energy if I tried.
Hell yeah. District Court, courtroom number 9.
I'm the fucking Rick Sanchez of this universe, baby.
Okay, calm down. They do both have spiky hair, though.
Yeah, they do. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is...
I'm afraid you have to clarify.
It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time.
But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I had a victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
This is one messed up trial. It's like
One
I'm
of my
playing a
duties-
Danganronpa game.
It's almost like that's where they got it from. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. Fair enough. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Oh, don't be sly, Edgeworth. I know what you're doing. You're literally saying, I'm gonna use Wright. He's gonna figure this shit out, and then I'm gonna laugh when it all leads back to Lana being the murderer.
Wow.
Whether he's figured it out or not. Now, Edgeworth might have figured this all out and would still do the exact same thing, but...
I'm gonna prove concrete evidence that Lana didn't do it, and this motherfucker's gonna come at me and go, okay, then who did do it? And it's somehow gonna be my problem.
Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even when he has no idea what's going on.
Emma, I swear, you praise
I feel like
me one
Phoenix
more
is
time,
about to say
I'm gonna pull that fucking ponytail thing.
Little bun. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. Wow, I thought Phoenix was gonna say that, but that was just the end of Emma's statement.
That's just like the trademark emblem for little sisters in this universe, the bun.
Apparently.
And yes, Edgeworth is gonna get rammed.
Whoa.
That's supposed to be an admirable trait.
Apparently.
Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness to the stand. Witness of the day to the stand.
I bet it's Meekins. For its first witness,
Better
the
not be.
prosecution calls... the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. Yup.
The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Your
boy.
favorite character.
Things are getting wild from the get-go.
Show his face.
Oh,
There he
you gotta be
is!
fucking kidding me.
Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Oh my god. Alright. Yes, sir! I'm Officer Meekins, sir! Mike Meekins, sir! My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. Alright. Never mind. We're done. That was short.
Wow, that worked.
I mean, I'm not this guy's defense attorney. This ain't my problem.
Honestly.
I'm just here to get Lana off.
Yeah, you would want to get Lana off.
So you're... Yes, but... So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Okay. Sir, it was me, sir! I'm the one who did it, sir!
I call that a confession in court.
I'll never kill again, sir! You've got to believe me, sir! Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is... Sir! I'm what you call a part of the younger generation, sir! A person whose actions adults can't possibly be comprehended! Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Help me, sir!
Officer Meekins.
Yes, sir!
Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order. I'm totally ignoring everything you just said because you're clearly a dumbass.
Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I'm part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. Damn.
You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Also, he actually listens to Edgeworth, so that's kind of an improvement.
Stop praising him, Emma.
I'd listen to Edgeworth all day long.
You're meant to be mine on this case. What the fuck?
You're not hot.
You fucking what?
Just because Mia found him hot doesn't mean other girls do.
But I'm fucking Phoenix Wright. You know why I'm called that? Because I always rise to the occasion.
No,
This
because
chapter
you're
is
always
literally
right.
called Rise from the Ashes. That's another reason.
Yeah, sure.
God damn it, mark my words, I will tame both the Fae and the Sky Sisters. And I will make sure Edgeworth has nothing.
Sure, bro.
Well, that's not my
Dude,
normal
I think
duty.
Edgeworth wants you, anyways.
Well, that's not my normal duty. I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spied a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. He's really fucking tall. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked, sir. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After I passed out, until another officer smacked me awake. Better have been gumshoes.
Interesting.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. So no. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
He
Very
knocked
well.
me up.
Something like that. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Well, I need to hear is more info to work with. Oh boy. Alright, let's make this quick. Hold it! Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir! I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir! Yikes! Now that's a scary thought.
Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. Oh my god.
Yeah, that sounds about right. If not Gumshoe, it would be you.
Honestly. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief detectives, sir.
There's the music.
I was too sure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. What the fuck? I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. Yeah, this guy knows what's up. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were many people running around. I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh? So that's why you went to the evidence room.
Tell us, what did you see when you got there?
This is a long press.
Yeah, there's a lot of info there. He does talk.
Oh, he talks, alright. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card. Am I correct? Precisely, sir.
Precise. I don't know why. I was even gonna Meekins that. I don't know what happened there.
You want to be him?
No.
Fuck you. Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? Yeah? Is it the 771? There it is! I found it! This is the one right here. Could you please?
No, it's gotta be
read us
the other
number?
one. Because he had
Yes,
to go
sir.
in with Goodman. Yeah.
Well. Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh? But the number 4989596
Twice, yep.
is shown as being used twice.
Please explain, witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to go get him after everything was settled down. I see. So it was during the second time when... Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man at the security camera screen. Okay. There we go.
A little update there.
Very cool. Very cool. We got Meekins on the record now. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. Damn.
I love him.
That's when I reacted,
Phoenix,
sir.
that is.
Fair enough. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand.
Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be...
When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. I mean, points of bravery, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he is an officer,
people
as
could do
silly
that.
as he is.
A lot of people in this series just fucking stand there and let death come upon them.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly do you mean? What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. Do they involve pandas? The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I swung him around and performed the disarming maneuver. Now that better be in the anime. I made sure to close my eyes like a man.
See this.
I see. He must have been desperate.
Well, I mean, supposedly there's a videotape. So,
yeah,
in theory, this is all recorded.
I guess. If they would actually show that. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of blood. And then, the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir!
Oh, I want to see this so bad.
Fair. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, Fur, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right.
According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
Right, you fucking dumbass.
So about 15 minutes after the altercation, then.
Fair enough. He hit me right in the head too, the bastard. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is.
Wow.
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. The Blue Badger, you idiot. Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the engines before things got out of hand. Well, we can rest easy now. That fucking Badger. I believe we now have a family accurate picture of what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? Yeah, okay, Edgeworth's on the right track.
He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. A videotape. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Grant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. Really?
The chief? Why'd he give it to him?
Honestly.
Oh, because he didn't want to give it to Edgeworth, I bet. He doesn't want Edgeworth. I think he's fucking with Edgeworth, because whatever's going on with Edgeworth, maybe not the biggest fan of Worthy.
What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir. It's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. Hey.
Objection! What? Nani? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape.
Get fucked edgy.
And was told it had been mistakenly erased.
That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. That's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Yeah.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
What a crazy sentence.
Wow. Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Let's see what we're getting ourselves into. This is gonna be hot.
Oh, here comes this damn video.
Show us that DS technology.
And the music, because he's there. So the music's playing. And for some reason, the camera's swinging.
It's the power of the Blue Badger.
There's Goodman, or the fake Goodman, presumably Marshall.
Why is it so zoomed in?
Yeah, I don't know. He somehow opened a locker, though.
Drop something
He
out of it.
shouldn't be able to, but he shouldn't be able to open the locker, so that's weird. There's Meekins.
What the fuck?
What are we about to see when this camera turns
Looks like
over?
he was the attacker.
Oh, there's the knife. Struggle. What the fuck?
What
He's
the
bleeding
fuck?
now. What the fuck? And then we don't see what happened there.
For God's sake.
This is ridiculous.
This really is stupid.
This video is very
It's already done.
legendary. And now he's dead. But where the hell did Goodman go?
Honestly, did he just walk around the
He
camera?
just disappear. Yeah, did he like? Yeah, what the hell? And that's the end of the video.
That's it.
Yeah, and Phoenix has the appropriate reaction.
That's it.
I love that. I love that the game is like acknowledging how stupid this is through Phoenix.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, even Edgeworth. No wonder. Yeah, I don't even know if he would have used this evidence if he saw it.
He would not have. Definitely not. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? I don't think we've ever been more in sync as a courtroom than we are at this very moment.
What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal defense department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly?
The fact that the song plays in the video is crazy.
I know. Oops. Okay.
And there it is.
Just how much evidence do I have now? Oops. How old are you? You're the youngest potato here.
Well,
Oh
Emma.
my God. Well, yeah. Youngest involved. That's a lot of evidence. Yes. Well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone. In the evidence room, and some sort of, activity did take place. Whatever.
Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir. As you wish, sir.
Interesting.
Alright. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
New testimony.
A whole new testimony?
Yeah. No, we're done with that last one.
Oh, thank God. His face can't clearly be seen in the video. But there's no question that the person was Detective Goodman, sir. Can none of you recognize skin color in this universe?
But that's a good point, though. He did open the locker, and that was presumably apparently Goodman's locker.
Yeah. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker we opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it.
So we're gonna have to somehow counter that to prove that's not Goodman.
I mean, we've got like we got the thing. We got the fingerprint tracker thing. They could have done the same thing. The cotton and like the tissue or whatever.
Maybe.
The same trick.
Maybe.
You can like get a surface where the fingerprint is. You can like strip
No,
that
I
on,
know,
like, a piece of strip
I
or
know,
something
but
to mess with a fingerprint scanner.
Sure, no, I know, but I'm just saying, like, the game we haven't even, like, maybe, but I don't think it's gonna be that easy.
Yeah, we can probably use this at some point, I guess, to prove it.
We'll see, maybe.
Why the fuck have I got a screwdriver?
The screwdriver, the story behind the screwdriver was Gant told Edgeworth to bring that from the police department to the prosecutor's office to store it. And it's a third case, unrelated. It's not SL9, it's not this case. It's
case.
But no. And Edgeworth insisted that there's no relation. The point is that Gant set him on this errand, and that was why he was at the prosecutor's office, and his car, everything happened.
Right. Okay.
That's why he went over there to store the screwdriver from a third case.
Which would imply that he's involved. Is literally every, like, new character not named Sky got, like, some shit involved in this murder?
I mean, it's possible.
What's this about?
I mean, Meekins probably actually has absolutely nothing to do with it, but
I didn't count him. What's
he
this
is a
about
new character, though.
Yeah, but he's Meekins. He's the Ronaldo of this universe.
That's disrespectful to Meekins.
Damn. Okay, maybe not that bad. He seems like a fine enough chap. I'd go to the arcade with him.
Maybe, he's something. Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to.
Tell you what, he's the Kazuichi of this universe.
Yeah, I could accept that. I probably like Kazuichi more, but I could accept that.
So do I, but, I'm memeing.
But yeah, that's more fair to Meekins, though.
Intriguing. That would mean the victim of all the crime scene would have to be Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. When do we ever? But everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Like, let's not act like this is the weirdest thing we're doing. When, like, last month we literally cross-examined a parrot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen this man's face, I would be classified as the latter? The latter?
Damn.
But you were standing right in front of him, for fuck's sake. Well, you're not? What's the point? You are the person who thawed him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir. But I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm the kind of guy who looks directly at people when I'm talking with them, you see? Wow. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer.
Love it.
Yeah. Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it.
Well, you might not have your badge for long.
Honestly. And badges are like the pride of the Ace Attorney universe, you know? That's a big wager.
Yeah, it's... Yeah.
Just look at how prideful Phoenix is about his.
Yep.
But you don't know for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it, say that again. Say that again. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can then verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or... Shut up!
Meekins! That's a crazy animation. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods.
Honestly,
I love Edgeworth. He is so all of us.
Case, even though we're always technically on the opposite side, Phoenix and Edgeworth are always like getting more and more in sync with each other.
Yeah, their chemistry is incredible.
Genuinely, we are all, including the fucking judge, on the same page with you right
Even
now.
the judge! So good. Now please be more certain when you testify.
Why do I feel like this is the one instance where, like, the judge, Edgeworth, and Phoenix would all yell objection at the same time?
That'd be funny.
Yes, sir!
You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman.
Oops.
Tell us why you are positive it was him.
About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. Why? Who are you trying to get into?
Yeah, I have more questions.
Exactly. Alright, we're gonna end this day, but afterwards, you and me are gonna talk.
Yeah.
They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he tried. Yeah, that's a good question, too. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir! And this too! How do you know that information? I heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? Gumshoe. The two works in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. Damn.
Okay. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source.
So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. This is the final one. However, the most important detail was not shown in this video. The man's face. Sir! If I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important to this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you do have a point. The footage doesn't lie.
That is... Unless the defense can find a problem with it. What the fuck are you doing, Edgeworth?
He still has no idea what's going on, so he's trying to...
No, he wants us... He's baiting... No, I swear, he's baiting us because he knows that if we... Because that's the thing. If we don't disprove this, Meekins might get found guilty. But if we disprove this, the finger gets pointed back to Lana.
So...
He wants us to disprove this.
Shit. That is...
Yeah, like, that's what's funny about this. We're looking for the truth, but the way he sees it is that this is silly, this is ridiculous, and if we prove that it's wrong, we get back to the real case, which is the fact that Lana
So we're back to square one.
That's what Edgeworth's doing. But Phoenix is going to do what he does, which is try and find the truth. So, really, they're both going for the same thing, just to a different end.
This entire time, all we're trying to do is get back to the start of the goddamn case.
Well, Phoenix is hoping that something else is revealed that enlightens that angle, whereas Edgeworth's just trying to get rid of this entirely. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again.
So basically, if we just let this go and let Meekins take the fall, we win.
Yeah, but that's not what Phoenix does. He's looking for the truth.
Well, that's not what I'm doing. I'm here to protect Lana Sky. I don't give a fuck about Meekins.
But
Quite literally.
given this is a
See,
silly
I'm getting
game,
a choice right now.
Lana will be guilty.
No problem.
Well, you tell me, is there a problem with the security video?
Not that I saw.
And then you know what to pick.
The tape was provided by the police department. There's no problem with it.
I admire your trust in the police department, Mr. Wright. Well, if you ask me, I think there's a problem with what's shown on the tape.
Emma, shut up. I'm trying to save your sister, Lana.
Rather than with the actual tape itself.
This all sounds true enough. But the victim's body was found at the prosecutor's office. There has to be a mistake somewhere.
The real thing's so much more intense than in the movies. Here, you can use the player to watch it as much as you'd like.
I remember it thoroughly. The security video. Maybe I should take another look at the footage. You're actually gonna make
So
me
they're
do that?
implying that they're making it sound like the security video is the thing here.
Alright.
So just...
What is that in the background there?
What do you mean,
On the wall, was that just a poster?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's relevant. Okay, so that part's like nothing, but now, like, I think the rest of this is important. So, he opens it, and the glove falls out.
We have
That's
that glove, I
gotta
believe.
mean something. Yeah, we do have the glove, but it's gotta mean something. Because they don't just do that for no reason. And then Meekin shows up. Goodman pulls the knife, or fake Goodman, and then they struggle. He's
blood.
bleeding right there. Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
saw the
he didn't
footage.
have it
He did not
before.
have blood before.
So that's blood from Meekins' hand, presumably.
Presumably.
And then he disappears. And Meekins is out cold.
Was the glove used in a trick to keep the door, like, slightly open?
Now that could be something. Because it might be a thing where if it's not fully closed, it might not register.
Yeah.
So yeah, because there it is right there. You can't see the glove or anything, but it could be just interesting.
SL911, tagged evidence.
So it's
Extremely
from
thin.
SL...
It's extremely thin, but it could technically keep the door open.
In theory.
Or the tag could keep the door open.
Mm-hmm. Yep. In theory. That might be where... You might be on the right track.
Alright, we need to... Alright, what are we doing here? His face can't clearly be seen in the video, but there's no question the other detective was Goodman. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. Alright, it's most likely this, but I still need to, suss out what what I'm figuring out here. And yeah, that vase was not used at all.
Yep. Yeah, we don't know what the vase is about.
Let's take a look at the stuff again.
I definitely would say that...
There's nothing you can unscrew.
So I would definitely say the things of focus here feel like the glove, the thing to the right of it, the locker, and the tape. These definitely feel like the main points of focus here. I don't know if you want to do the that other line of dialogue too, because we do have that other line of dialogue we can get to if you want.
What other line?
Saying that there's a problem with the tape instead of not a problem with the tape.
Oh, what was that again?
Last statement, press, and then decision. You can make the other decision.
Okay. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
They don't usually let you, like, get the other option in this much.
It depends on what it is. Certain, like, when it's, like, on a press like this, if you don't progress, you can always go back to it. It depends, though. There's some that are actual, like, you know, binary decision points, but...
Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Oh, there's actually quite a bit to go on here.
Objection! Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video.
He would want me to point it out, wouldn't he? Very well. Proposal accept. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. Oh wow. I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that. It's almost
You
like
can do it, Mr. Wright.
This is another, like, gameplay mechanic in, like, an upgraded form of Ace Attorney.
You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Hallelujah.
Why was it not that before?
Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
You couldn't have given me that option before. I watched that video an additional time for nothing.
I know.
Please don't play it too many times. I can't start watching the video. How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Honestly.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates that the man may not be Detective Goodman? Jesus. Alright,
So as you can see, you have your options.
Oh, even if I pause it, that fucking music still plays.
Oh yeah, no, you were... you know, remember at the beginning of the case when I said this music is the worst thing ever and you'll get sick of it? Yeah. This music is like nightmare fuel in Ace Attorney.
Okay, so you can't exactly see it, but there's nothing that leads to a blood splash.
There's definitely not blood, yeah. That's like the only thing I think of note up here, and then I think like this, yeah. No.
I don't think I want to hit the glove. And then we've just got the creeper here, just sneaking up behind him. Is it any surprise he pulled a knife on him?
Yeah. I love it. It perfectly blocks his face.
Seriously, this thing even blocks his shoulder. Oh, there's the blood. Okay,
but yeah,
so
the blood's there, so it's happened.
Fine.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of blood though for a gash.
They had to time it right because the Blue Badger is on a set course, so this actually probably took a little while to animate when they made this.
Honestly, it is pretty impressive though. I wish we could just say, where did the fucking guy go? That's a pretty good question to ask.
It's a good question, but I feel like we're not there yet. I feel like we're right now we have to prove that why that wouldn't have been Detective Goodman. How that could have not been Detective Goodman.
Yeah.
I think if you hold down the button, it'll go faster. I could be wrong, though.
Oh, I'm rewinding.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's the blood. So yeah, and then...
Oh, got it.
Yeah?
It's that fucking, thingy. Sorry,
What?
I'm trying to rewind it. There's no thingy hand coming out of this locker.
To your right, but I don't think that proves... That still doesn't... I feel like you're getting ahead of yourself again. That doesn't really...
I hate this game. I always get ahead of it.
Well, you do that and all this. Everyone does it. But the thing is,
no,
we have to
like,
prove
that
how
proves
he
this
could
guy
have
opened
opened
the second locker.
I get that, but we're trying to prove how he could have opened the first locker. Like,
Okay.
what's going on here?
Okay, my only thought to that.
I feel like you're noticing all the
he has
things
the-
you should notice.
So my only thought to that is... No, it doesn't even work. My only thought to that was, like, he had the glove on, which somehow had his, like, fingerprint on it. And he just
There's
tossed it
definitely
off.
something, so I will say, there's definitely something you're missing right now.
Yeah, because it's right there. It's not even the same
You've
one.
noticed, like, every detail except the detail that we need right now.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck this game.
So, okay, so, yeah, like I said, it's just tell me, I can give you help without giving it to you on this one.
The amount of times I would have just looked this shit up if I didn't have a co-host. Because this game is just... This is wild compared to...
To be fair,
Danganronpa.
this is
insane.
actually, to be fair, this is actually a great, like, this is actually really good. You're just not seeing it. You're not catching it. Like, this has nothing to do with the game being, like, silly or anything.
Alright.
So what I'd recommend going into your court record and reading the evidence pieces of relevance here. Because there's only a couple things that are relevant here. I'd just read them.
Tag glove from the evidence room, extremely thin rubber glove. The IDs. Who is this? Who is this other guy?
We don't know. We don't know.
He came in
In
way
theory,
before
it's not
anyone
relevant,
else.
but it could be. But we don't know. Yeah, there's a piece of evidence that if you read the description,
Couldn't have been white. Found on a bloody handprint.
this music is psychotic. The longer it goes, the more
I
it
know,
makes you
this
want
is
to like
getting
kill
on my
yourself.
nerves.
I know.
Which in
This
turn
is what I told
distracts
you was
from
gonna
trying to
happen.
Figure it out.
Yep. No, it's so intentional.
I don't know.
So read the evidence locker court record.
Okay.
The answer's right there. Second sentence.
Yeah, it is open.
No.
The light's on.
Go back. Rewind.
I'll just replay it right now. That'll be quicker.
Yeah. Fast forward and then go back. Pause it.
Okay, so it was on.
That proves the glove. Your glove theory. It's open right now. So you wouldn't need a fingerprint to open it because it's already open.
You can't even see the glove hanging out though.
No, but what you can see is the light. And it's right on your evidence. It says that the light being on indicates that it's open.
Alright, I need to click this because this fucking music
Yeah.
better shut up.
Yes.
Oh my
Take
god.
that.
Ugh.
But no, that's actually a really good one. But all your other ideas, I think you're pointing out all the other things worth noticing in there, but you didn't catch the lamp there.
Just silence, peace,
Yeah.
tranquility. Just take a moment to appreciate the power of your own internal voice and no Blue Badger theme.
I respect it greatly.
The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir! Do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this.
Oh. No!
I'm gonna kill you,
Dude,
Gumshoe.
I told you this shit is... Yes, it's all Gumshoe's fault. Yep, Gumshoe and the Chief of Detectives. But no, they do this on purpose. This is an infamous song. I told you, like, this shit drives anyone who's played Ace Attorney fucking insane.
This better never be another case of any Ace Attorney case.
I couldn't agree with you more. Please, God.
When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. It just doesn't stop going. It really doesn't stop going.
No, it literally... This is like...
Are they really playing the full thing?
Yeah, well, I think they're waiting for... Yeah, no, they are literally... This is, I swear, the devs were, like, trolling with this. This is crazy.
You know they themselves skipped a lot of this shit when they were going through it. Fast forward. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind it to a little earlier.
And listen to the music some more.
You could have just shown that from the beginning. Before he got there, the fucking light was
No,
on.
they are absolutely trolling. This is hilarious. It's funny, but it's pain.
Oh my god. There.
But it's funny to watch. It's funny to watch Let's Players slowly lose their mind over this song, though, because it happens to us all.
Yep. Oh, and it just cuts so abruptly there.
Oh,
what's this? God. It's already lit.
Especially because this game has, like, this whole series just has incredible OST, which I think makes it even worse.
Precisely my point, Your Honor.
Because that song is just the worst thing ever.
The
Thank
locker
God,
was already
good music.
open before the victim grabbed the handle. A say, nay say, no say. Oop, fuck.
Well, at least you're recording.
I know. Oh, imagine if I did that twice.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Thank you, Emma, for getting that piece of knowledge, that getting that light blink that I didn't notice. I feel like I was going temporary insanity there from the music.
Yeah. Well, that makes it harder too. No, absolutely. But no, you were catching all the other things. So keep all those things you were catching in mind.
The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle.
What? God, the squeak sound effect is crazy.
I think my controller just vibrated so hard right there. Order.
Interesting.
What's the meaning of this? Why, it's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked the day of the crime.
Objection! But the locker's locks are controlled by an electronic system.
And what exactly blocks out electricity? Rubber.
Interesting. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked.
Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this.
That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction.
Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? How the fuck should I know? Me, Your Honor? Phoenix Wright? Tamer of Little Sisters? Yes, well, you see, that isn't exactly my field. I have a scientific investigator with me that probably would do much better at this than I would. Emma?
Yeah, unironically. Yep.
Sky? You've been quiet for a while now.
Oh, wow, he's actually asking her!
Hey, yes, let's go! Dude, I don't even remember if he ever even asked Maya for her help in a fucking trial. That is so basic.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. He's like, is your can you get your big sister? Can you get your big sister?
That's not what I meant.
I know.
I remember that. But no. Oh, like the only thing she assisted on was getting herself kicked out of court.
I mean, to be fair, she has helped in weird ways, but yeah, no, 100%. As far as actually, like, asking her for help, no.
A genuine contribution, which is what, Sky is here for. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system's sensor?
Something like jam the system's the sensor. Say.
Yeah, you already
Something
figured
else
this
that
out,
seems
so.
out of place in this video. Oh, I got
Yeah, I thought so too.
I got parts 2 and 3, but not 1.
Pretty, and like, no, I think you got like 2, 3, 4. Like, you got everything except for the first part. Yeah, I thought so too.
Oh no.
Well, that's good because now you don't have to struggle. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. Don't do it. Don't do it. It wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause of this. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know what to look for. You know it's okay. We're past the worst of this. Thank God you can rewind and fast forward.
Oh my god.
Boom. Oh, we're okay.
Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier.
Oh god. Oh, no music. Thank God. Oh, GG's. Okay, this is fine.
This has to be a glitch. There's no way they can play the music.
It is kind of weird, honestly, knowing this game, but yeah, no, we're chilling.
What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out of doors. When doors are open. I often fall out and roll great distance. What the fuck? What?
I need an animation of that.
I didn't even get to see. I didn't get to see the finished. Like, what did he say?
He's saying that like things fall out of doors when they open, and then he says that when he opens doors, he often falls out and rolls great distances when he opens doors.
What? How?
I don't know.
What plane of physics are you working on?
I have no idea, but I'm here for it.
This bro literally has the physics of a stick figure.
Not that far off.
We can't be sure that the item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? And again,
oh,
no
thank
music.
God. Each time the video plays, there is like a half second of PTSD where I get scared, and then I'm like, okay, we're good. No, it's in me. I've seen. It's been a while, but I've seen this case and played this case enough times to where this song is just ingrained in my brain.
I know it. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times I get stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir.
What?
Instead of the door closing, my tie it's locked.
Chokes me. Chokes me.
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in that door.
Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents.
It's literally a rubber glove.
It would need to be an insulator.
Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene. There just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense present the relevant evidence? What was the insulator that was stuck in the door locker? In the locker door?
Yeah, you already know.
A piece of rubber. I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was that was in the victim's locker. Are you trying to
actually
make this,
we can
worse?
Actually we can prove it. Yep.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident.
And Goodman was the detective on SL9, so it would be in his locker.
And Edgeworth realized that. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker.
Yeah, and Edgeworth can testify to the fact that Goodman was the detective on SL9 because he also was involved in SL9.
But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to that.
Mm-hmm.
On the day of the crime, Even I could have opened that locker. Is that not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir.
While choking.
Yeah. Order, order, order. So, we are to believe then that the victim, who this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? And who exactly carries a knife around 24/7?
Yeah, there is that. Whether it was the same knife or not, it does paint a picture, doesn't it? Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What?
What?
Yeah. Officer Meekins, please testify about this.
What?
We got more.
What?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Sir? Me, sir? I'm not sure what
You still
you're
got
referring
more-
to, sir.
Yeah, you still got more weapons in the bullets in the chamber as far as the video, though. So I think you're all set.
Oh boy.
Oh, there he goes.
You mean that, sir? Yes, of course, sir. Is this a joke? Very well. Begin your testimony. Oh God.
Mystery Man 2.
At least it's playing some good music. There's one thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective has used his card.
Okay.
An ID card record. I see.
That's true. It was Goodman, so we have to prove that. Yeah, we have to prove against this, but I think we're good here too. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime, Yes, well, I doubt this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why would there be so few people using the room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases.
Special cases?
Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Interesting. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
Me too. Although it doesn't make much of a difference.
That mean that the victim... Does that mean that, like, the victim in SL9 was, like, police or something?
Potentially.
Yeah, huh. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right, I see. Then, let's move on with the cross-examination. Okay, time to cross-examine this bitch. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give a V for victory, for a victory sign, sir.
Couldn't he just use his right hand for that?
Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. Damn.
Fair.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You know it's bad when the judge is shitting on you.
I know, you have to be a very low bar for that one. You have to be like Larry Butts level.
Yeah, I was literally about to say you have to be like Larry tier.
Is that card hanging from around your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuffs, sir. I keep it here so I won't forget it ever. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? It never occurred to him. Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. God damn.
Wow.
Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time, it's my ID card that gets stuck, for fuck's sake.
That actually was a nice, like, callback to an earlier line. That was good.
Instead of the door closing, my ID gets stuck.
It chokes me. Yeah.
Maybe I should just leave this one alone.
Bro must have an asphyxiation fetish at this point. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this.
Please proceed with your testimony. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me guess. Yes, that would be it, Detective Goodman. Well, let me see. Sorry. What's the matter? Now, according to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. Well, yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
So it is, Your Honor. Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he could hide the evidence. Yeah, we've been there before. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Shh, don't stare at him. Why me? Yeah.
You got the wrong color, kid. It would seem the inquiring committee will want to speak with you again today.
I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. Bro is getting fucked up.
Someone's getting a little cocky now.
For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him.
I wouldn't feel too bad about him. Oh, fuck me. Got me. Take me back to that. I did it again! Press! Hold it! Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir. He couldn't show me any ID, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked? You did sneak up on him. Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused.
What?
The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this.
Yeah, it's because Edgeworth wants you to figure all this out, bro. Like, I mean, it is a trap, but you kind of have to fall into it, because you do need to figure this out. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. Yeah, this is pretty easy here, I think. In fact, I don't even think, yeah, that statement's probably fine, but you could probably do it on almost any of them.
Wait, what are we using?
Well, I don't want to say it, but I think, like, if you go through the evidence, there's like a pretty obvious one here, if you go through everything. Honestly, that's kind of what we're kind of disproving, because that's what they're saying, is that he used the ID card, so it had to be Goodman. So we just have to prove that, because it was his ID card, so we just have to prove that it wasn't Goodman using it.
This could be it.
That was their count. Maybe. I feel like, again, probably getting a little ahead of ourselves there.
God damn it, why do I always get ahead of myself?
It's way simpler than this.
What's with this fucking jar?
We don't know. We know nothing about the jar. Just ignore the jar for now.
That jar is getting on my nerves.
But yeah, there's a piece of evidence you have that's like a dead giver for this. Like, if you actually read the if you read the, or even just the name of the.
It's found that at the officer's crime scene. It couldn't be in two places.
But technically,
you only get one.
Sure, but we found it later, so like. Not necessarily. No, there's something way more obvious than that.
This?
Yeah, if you click it, if you check it, so he lost something the day of the murder, and he started to write his ID card, and then he stopped because he didn't know his ID number because he didn't have it because that's what he lost. Because clearly this fake Goodman took it. So yeah, it's definitely the lost item report.
How could you not memorize your ID card? Wait, well,
you probably should, but it seems like none of these fuckers do.
Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office.
Yep.
Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report. It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime scene. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right?
Something like that. I can't say for sure, but there is a high possibility. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order, order. So now, what does all this mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The bastard didn't have it. This guy stole it. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order, order, order. Does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense.
Do you ever stop talking, Edgeworth? Can you not just let me cook and cook in peace?
No. Bravo, Mr. Wright. I was kidding. You're totally right. I agree.
Well, it is in my name. But bravo.
That's how you know this is a trap. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument, make it much stronger, make it airtight.
Cue the Danganronpa theme.
Love that theme.
Edgeworth is about to cook. Let's go.
At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yes. What is he up to?
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That is, well, I guess that's right.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? I think you just realized what I've been saying this whole time. Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around.
You've played into my trap, Mr. Wright. You've been my pawn this entire case. Of course this bumbling fool would not be a murderer.
More or less, yeah.
This isn't going to end well. Well, I mean, he would kill, but not intentionally.
Well, well, it seems you've finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Yeah, that we're back to yesterday.
Is the murderer.
Yep.
Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. Yeah, so he did know what was going on. The victim in the video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place. at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
So
the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness
what a great face.
observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
Oh shit! Kind of forgot about her.
Yeah, we're back to this. Yep.
I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. So, question: would this technically be a grounds for extending the trial for an extra day? Because like this entire day was dedicated to some extra shit irrelevant to like the case we were doing yesterday, and this took up like both the prosecutor and the defendant's time, like to like prove this was BS. So would you get another day for that?
I mean, in the case of Ace Attorney, it's just like, well, then let's just get back to what we were doing, because I mean, the way it's said, I mean, where we left off, I feel like we're pretty close to just declaring Lana guilty and being done with it. To be honest,
but we don't want to do that, you know.
Yeah, obviously, but I think what Phoenix is gonna do is we haven't gone all the way with this, and I think Phoenix is gonna push that we want to go all the way, because we haven't actually talked about who actually was the fake Goodman or any of that stuff yet.
And I've still got 3 sheets worth of evidence. Where exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did the person disappear to? Honestly, it just
we don't know that
vanished from the video.
Yeah, so they somehow like avoided the camera and then presumably opened their own locker and put something in it.
However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. So that's all irrelevant.
So unless Phoenix can prove it's relevant, it's not our problem. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana...
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Ooh. I better pace myself. If I rush ahead, I might run into another trap.
But Mr. Wright, if you don't do anything...
It seems the defense is out of ammunition.
The surrender flag has been raised. Your Honor, may we have your ruling now? Don't give up, Mr. Wright. Get up and fight.
You just screamed that out with no basis at all, didn't you? One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright?
You think I'd ever let your bitch ass beat me in a courtroom, Edgeworth? I'll fabricate evidence if I have to before I let that happen.
Oh, don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
No. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. It did not prove concretely that Lana killed him. Do I really have to see the whole thing again? I already know what happened here.
I think they're trying to show us. I think they want us to notice. I think they want us to notice the piece of cloth.
It did hang on that a little bit. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot.
Yeah, here we go.
Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor?
If this court were to examine this further, otherwise, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. Well, you might actually get your third day here.
This might just be my chance.
Either that or a recess.
Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Nice.
Okay, he's going straight for Marshall. Mr. Wright, do you mean I read your mind?
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
Prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify. What is his or her name? Not this guy. Not this guy.
Definitely not any more Meekins. Let's get someone cool on the stand.
Emma Sky. Wow. Damn! I've never seen a more obvious tool tactic in my entire career. Really?
Mr. Wright, don't you remember what you said this morning?
Because again, I made you I testified a parrot the other day.
To be fair, that actually did go somewhere. You know, about your trump card?
That's right. Those bloody fingerprints were found in the evidence room. God damn it.
Yeah, that wasn't. They didn't even do any bit with that.
Officer, Jake Marshall.
Why him?
I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
That's actually a good excuse. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request, because he was supposed to be watching it.
Yeah.
Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is
Subpoenaed.
subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess. Alright, how long that
Or we
take?
could get to be... It's an hour 20.
Nope.
No, not to be continued, though. We still might get one, but... Not at this exact moment, at least. Gonna talk to Lana. February 24th, 11:32 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2.
Hello, Lana.
There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright?
Why do you think I was Mia's favorite? Huh? What do you mean?
Yeah. Honestly, you called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I don't know about everything.
I haven't figured everything out.
Anything is what he said in his head. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Feels like it. Emma. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. That part is true.
Yeah, you just demanded it.
She was happy to... She was just happy to go down.
But we talked her into it.
How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
No. The hell?
Holy shit, that was random.
What are you doing here? Not enough screen time yet, have we?
Unironically, yeah.
Yeah, I hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Who are you?
Oh, God. Nope.
Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. What?
That's
Wait,
funny.
Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
That's good.
What the fuck? You got a lot of nerve, pal, making the detective run around all day while on duty. And on top of it all, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
Damn.
Nice.
Sorry, detective.
You better be, pal. Hey.
Oh,
Hey. You just responded to her, pal.
yep.
That's Edgeworth's boss.
Yeah, he just realized that.
The dick could not be larger.
Pretty much.
I didn't see
Her
you
and
there.
Gant got the biggest dicks around.
I think we know who's bigger in that contest, though. I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
That's okay, so have you brought what I asked? Interesting.
Oh, he's working for her. I'm not saying all that.
Oh!
What the?
Interesting. So I think she might have asked for it in Phoenix's name because he was mad at Phoenix, but now it looks like Lana's the one that really. That's a big stack of files.
Jesus Christ. You mean this, right?
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances. Yeah, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request.
My name?
Yeah.
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Can I bother you to bring me the SL9 instant files?
Oh! Oh, I do want to read these.
I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? You want me to solve 2 mysteries again?
But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
This is a 30-minute recess, guys.
Yeah.
I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, or a witness in that case.
She was a witness?
What the
Interesting.
fuck? Miss Sky, Miss Sky was a witness? I am not reading all that. SL9
Files for the
received from
Joe
Lana
Dark
Sky.
killings. The Joe Dark killings. Interesting.
Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? What? Emma? Why is your name in here?
Excuse me? What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana! This SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under.
Is this related to your parents? No, I swear she said her parents died when she was really young.
No, I think this is something else. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark! No, Lana! It's over with! No!
I thought she passed out. Emma, wait! She ran away. What PTSD are you bestowing upon her? You know what?
Interesting.
I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere.
If Lana was a witness in the Joe Dark killings, then maybe this Joe Dark guy tried to kill Emma?
Maybe. I guess we'll have to find out what the consistency of the killings was. Sorry, pal.
We'll have to read about
but
it.
I'm out of here. Perhaps someone they knew.
We'll see.
Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gaunt, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. All these conveniently new characters in this one specific case.
And
Everyone
Edgeworth.
involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. And Edgeworth. This can't just be
This
a
is his first
coincidence.
major
I'm surprised
case.
Phoenix hasn't heard of this before.
Yeah, they made it sound like it was a big deal. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. He was busy in law school, probably. Time to get back to the trial,
Yeah,
Mr.
but,
Wright.
like,
Best
still,
of
that
luck.
would have been all
so
over
it
the
seems
news.
like she does secretly, like, she's playing 2 sides here, because she does seem to want Phoenix to figure this out, because she wouldn't... We only got these files because of her.
I mean, she's seen the potential in us. She's seen that we really were Mia's prodigy.
No, yeah, that all makes sense, but it's kind of like, what is her angle? Because she's also been trying to, like, say that she did this murder. There's a lot of weird stuff. This goes back into whatever weird conspiracies going on with all of this and what her role in everything is.
I better take a good look at this file.
There's the to be continued.
How dare you?
So, hour and a half. Do you wanna try and do the full trial day?
Yeah, let's do it. That's not enough for one.
Okay.
You
All
good?
right, then we keep it rolling. Yeah.
Want to go right
Sure.
into it?
Yeah, why not? Let's keep it rolling.
All right then. But first,
When we get a chance.
First, I need to get my girl back.
Yep. 1214, District Court, courtroom
Wait,
number
what?
9.
We didn't go after her?
No,
Seriously?
we're by ourselves now.
Right,
so
what
now
the
that you
fuck?
have a chance to, let's read the file.
I doubt there's gonna be much there.
Oh, there is. So first of all, so the incident's closed. Joe Dark he was a serial murderer. We know he was sentenced to death. He was executed. You can go to the next page. The victims,
Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Batts, Neil Marshall. Okay, so one of Jake's old family members.
Family. Okay, so that's interesting.
Yep. Alright, head prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth, and witnesses Emma and Lana Skye.
Interesting. So they were both witnesses.
Executive investigators. Okay. So... thank you. Investigators Damian Gunn, Lana Skye. Head investigators Bruce Goodman. Investigators. Okay, Jake Marshall and just 2 of them. Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. Who were the other 2?
Well, Bruce was he was the head investigator.
I meant the fourth one. The fourth one.
We don't know. We don't know.
The guy who the text box conveniently covers up.
Yes, that's even more confusing now, but they wouldn't have done that for no reason. So there's something there. We just don't know.
Okay, that's not too much. So
not too much, but
somehow Lana and Emma both witnessed the killings, but didn't actually attract the attention of Joe.
They were witnesses somehow.
6 people died.
5 of them seem to be random, but Neil Marshall most likely is a relative of Jake Marshall.
That shows why he was so embedded in the case.
Yeah, that would explain a lot. Yeah, okay, so now we got all that information, so I'm sure we'll be using that file at least once.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright.
And whatever happened gave Emma, like, severe PTSD. What kind of condition were these bodies in? The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye.
Either someone died in front of her, or the guy tried to kill her, or something serious happened with Emma. Because she's been a pretty, she was a little, grossed out by blood, but for the most part, she's been really chill about almost all of this. And then she freaked out. And honestly, thinking about it, I wonder if whatever happened with Joe Dark is why she wants to be a scientific investigator.
I mean...
there might be a correlation there.
You really think she started her career path that late?
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, she is in high school.
I guess, yeah. Alright then, Emma didn't come back.
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime.
Now here's a theme I can get behind.
Yes, this is hype. Just him on the stand instead of Meekins in general.
Is he
Witness,
drinking
please
on
state
the-
your
on the
name
fucking-
and occupation.
Is he drinking on the stand?
It'll be a funny reveal when we find out it's just like water or something in there.
Oh god. That's not very Texan of him.
Well, he's not. There it is!
There we go. That's some therapy after all that Blue Badger
Yep.
shit.
Seriously.
Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization.
Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
Nice. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out.
To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your
Not
Honor.
even gonna fuck around with this anymore.
Yeah, Edgeworth's just like, fuck
I'm
this
just
shit.
gonna name these people myself now.
Yep.
Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct?
According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A Desperando's soul is boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best if we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English.
Probably a good idea.
As if he'd ever break character. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side salon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time to hit the trial.
Okay.
That's it. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Damn.
Damn!
This beard is very nice, what the hell?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprints, the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence locker? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? Wow. He's not being very helpful. He doesn't know what a fingerprint lock is.
Yeah, so if you go to the court, I think it's in the court record. I remember I think it was Gumshoe that mentioned. Yeah, just go through each piece slowly. I'm looking for it's something related. Yeah, I would think it would be on the yeah, there. It's not though. It's not on the evidence locker. But I remember Gumshoe I think said that some members of the like even people like with locker like a bunch of people didn't even know that the lockers were fingerprint coded because they just open.
Yeah. I think that
so yeah, so that's really interesting because that means that Marshall, because if Marshall, we've assumed the whole time that Marshall's the fake Goodman. When he went to open the locker, he just got lucky then, because he probably just assumed it would open, but he got lucky that there was the glove there.
So then,
because he didn't even
their intention.
That was either intentionally or accidentally, but either way, the real Goodman must have done that.
That's pretty insane circumstantial.
Because Marshall doesn't know about, unless he's lying there, but I don't think he doesn't have any reason really to lie about that there. So I feel like, genuinely he was going to go in to get it and it worked, having no idea that he got hella lucky that it worked in the first place.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. That's just something I wanted to note because I do, that's just interesting. Not contradictory, but maybe it implies something else or whatever. But at the very least, that implies that he wasn't as prepared as he thought, and it didn't matter. It still, I guess, kind of worked out, even though Meekin showed up. He's not that good with machines.
Seems like this line does imply he really didn't know.
Yeah, he's not that good with machines or with following orders.
Oof. Everyone's got their weaknesses, now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor?
What's that supposed to mean?
I think you know what it means. This one seems like trouble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm far better with voicing him than I am old Meekins. Okay.
He's also just cooler.
He's all yours, yep.
Cross-examination.
How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? You didn't. I made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. Just the caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos are nothing that aren't useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. I thought it said it was automated.
If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours.
Each time I'd erase the tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. Damn. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. What a bitch. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room.
Makes sense.
But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No Desperando I know lets rules get in his way. No Desperandos I know join the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime? Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room on that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about it? Sorry, partner. Can't say that I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired?
Fair point.
Because if Meekins can stay, so can Marshall.
Yeah, it's fair. He's probably still more competent than Meekins.
Oh, he's definitely more confident than Meekins.
Yep.
You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a goldmine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry,
Yeah, he
partner.
wants to double check that.
I
Yeah.
ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. What? What? That's quite incredible. Can't ride a bike, interesting.
Well, he just said it. He can't tell you how it works. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Yeah, they're verifying this now.
Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem like this is relevant to the crime. Could you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? If I recall right, I was at the street side salon at the time it went down. Basically, not doing your job.
He was at the bar drinking. Yeah, a saloon, just a bar.
Nice. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. See, he wasn't drinking, he was eating. Lunch.
Well, yeah, he already brings his own booze.
Ooh, I don't recommend saying that out loud. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat Parlor's oh god, I don't know how to say that.
It's either Von Gol or Vongole.
Vongole, sepia, or pasta.
Yeah, it's definitely sepia, but Vongol or Vongole, I'm not sure. Interesting.
Also, but I hope Angel wasn't in the room with us when he said that.
Yeah, I know. That must be some good pasta because bro went crazy for the steak.
I mean, I'm a big fan of pasta and steak myself, but you know. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this at least has taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, Did you not want to raise this year?
Yeah, no, he's letting him talk.
Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me on this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west to the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being irresponsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your supervisors don't, or sorry, your superiors don't.
It works the same.
Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I just best keep my cool. Before I use it though, I'd better get up the ante.
Interesting. So he doesn't want to go straight to the bloody fingerprint. He's got something else that he wants to use here. So let's see. What do we got?
3 times a
Yeah,
day.
that I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon. Yeah.
So probably one of those last two. Probably either of those. But yeah, so what do we got? Let's
What
take
have
a
we
look.
got? So not this for now.
Yeah, I don't think so. If we don't see anything... Yeah, it's not the jar. We don't
How
know
are they
what's
going to
up with
bring the jar into this?
We'll get there eventually, I'm sure, but... I'm not seeing much else. There is this.
Could his ID be that?
Well,
No, he's not a detective anymore.
well, we know that he
Well, no,
used Goodman's. We proved that Goodman didn't use it, but we didn't prove specifically that it's Marshall, because we're trying to pin Marshall as the Goodman, in quotations. It does kind of feel like it's just the, unless there's something in the video that proves that he's Marshall, but I don't think so.
All I can see is like the scarf thing hanging out of the locker room, but I don't think we're quite there yet.
Yeah, I don't think so either. You
It's
might
still
have,
gotta
yeah.
prove he's in the room first.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think of what it would be other than the
I think all
the bloody
of this
handprint.
is done now. We're done with this entire row.
I wouldn't assume that we're done, but at the moment, none of this is relevant.
Yeah, none of that. No. Everything from like
We're definitely
here
focusing
onward.
on the new. We're definitely focusing on the newer evidence at the moment, at least.
How did
It's hard for.
how did people play this game when it first came out?
What do you mean?
How did they beat it?
Trial and error, probably.
Yeah.
I try the fingerprints. I don't know what else it could be. Yeah, okay, it is.
Okay. I guess, yeah, no, we really had nothing else. What a weird line. Officer Marshall,
Yeah.
doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? No.
Why did we bring you in? Yeah.
After
I
all,
love that sprite of him with his hat covering his eyes.
you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. Very well. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind the scene. Or, to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. No. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. God, you got to see his boots there.
Yep, very cool.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your bloodstained fingerprints were at the scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? Probably not best to be holding a knife right now. It seems to me. There ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders.
I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall?
About the bloodstained
About
fingerprints?
About the blood-stained fingerprints?
Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Didn't think I'd be using that so early, but here we go.
Yeah, well, let's see what he has to say about it.
Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker when my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstained and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Oh, didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How do you know that?
Oh?
See? I had nothing to do with it.
How
exactly do you know that, huh?
Well, he was investigating. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's weird or not, honestly. That wasn't one of those that stuck out. Because sometimes they say because that is something Ace Attorney loves to do. You see it in Danganronpa sometimes, but especially in Ace Attorney, where it's like they add details that give them away. Like they're too detailed.
I mean that's
a
kind
classic
of
Ace
that's
Attorney
kind
move.
of BS anyway, because no, if a bloodstain was there, it wasn't yours, and they made sure to wipe it. There'd be someone else mixing in with that. But yeah, no, that's you.
Well, let's see where it goes.
The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's some room for doubt.
Yeah, there's definitely room for doubt.
Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. Agreed. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. That's my chance to prove it. It is a shame right now because, you know, we're about to take down someone who, like, Maya fucking Emma actually cares about. Which, you know,
Yeah.
it's also funny that she's not even here for this.
Yeah, it's interesting all around. A lot of interesting stuff happening.
All right,
let's
go.
see.
Time for a beatdown.
Sure.
That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What?
Okay.
What? What do you mean? I mean what I said.
So it's his old locker before...
Yeah, they didn't reassign it, I guess, because...
Well, no, I think it's what's his name's now? It's Gumshoe's locker now.
Oh. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. Well, no, he still uses it.
Or wait, no, or what lock?
This
Are
locker
we talking
at the
about?
front, I believe.
Okay, now I'm confused. Okay, yeah, I'll just keep going.
All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. Fuck.
Oh, okay.
I see.
So that
Maybe
explains that explains the how he got the cloth in there.
It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker.
Yeah.
Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming.
Yep.
He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it.
Yep. Found on a bloody handprint on Marshall's own locker. Okay. The print had been wiped. Okay.
So then...
Oh yeah, I know why I'm confusing myself. That's what it is. It's blue blood. It's luminol blood. Yeah, the print, the handprint was wiped away. The bloody hand. It's confusing because there's the bloody handprint over there, but this is the one on his locker that was wiped away that we found with luminol.
Oh right.
So it's actually when they show the room, there's no bloody. Yeah, this is the secret bloody handprint, not the obvious one.
Yeah.
That one's on Gumshoe's locker. So then this all makes sense, because yeah.
Damn, so like,
I just got confused.
Innocent right now.
What do you mean?
Well, he wasn't. That's like no bloody handprint.
Well, yeah, that's the thing,
That
is we're
points to him
talking
being
about
innocent.
luminol.
But we thought it was bloody going into it.
Well, no, it is luminol. It was wiped away. We know it's bloody. It's just somebody wiped it off. Obviously, Marshall. But anyways.
So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. Just so happened.
But this explanation makes more sense now, because he's saying, well, yeah, it was my locker, I had my fingerprints, and the murderer touched it.
The chance of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1.
That's not
Get one thing straight,
make
partner.
any sense.
You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? I'm related. Yeah, it's different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. Damn.
That's funny because of the serial killings, yeah.
One's got to do a breakfast while the other's a type of murder. Yeah, how did we make up this language, by the way? He's
Well,
right.
I mean, serial doesn't specifically just refer to, like, serial murder,
I know,
but
pronunciations,
yeah.
there's no difference.
Oh yeah, English is definitely one of the more silly ones in that regard.
He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what what is that?
Homonyms. That's
homonyms,
two words
there we
that
go.
sound the same. Yeah.
I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. Well, then you know that the murderer was wearing gloves. How do you know that, bitch? How do you know that?
I knew Phoenix was gonna ask.
I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up with the reports.
Sure. There was a bloodstain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer.
That's right. And it was over here we were thinking. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint.
And we didn't have that handprint in the video. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
Yeah, we did try the actual bloody handprint first, and then we...
So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture. This seal of blood in the desert. It's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't see otherwise. And if we can't prove anything on him, that means Edgeworth got us and Lana's guilty. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Wait, continue? We're not done?
Yo, we got an extra statement now. This is new. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner?
What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime? Isn't that right, partner? A little bit. If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
You're making his point.
Blind spots? Places you can't see.
That's true.
The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. What a shitty camera system.
Yeah.
If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape.
Objection! We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. That is hearsay, though. Conjecture.
Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
And you already figured it out. Yeah, you figured out everything except the light.
The light was bullshit. Very well.
No, I think it was great, but...
Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall.
The music is bullshit. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake.
It almost sounds like you didn't expect me to figure that out so soon. Now then, let's have another look at that video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witnesses. Officer Jake Marshall. Alright, now here's I got her under what to click first. Do I click the start or the end first? Also, hello music. Nice to see you again.
So we're thinking the piece of cloth, right?
It's gotta be. It's the only remaining factor that changed.
I mean, there's the blood stain on his shoulder.
Also, yeah, this thing's covering the fucking blood stain too. The handprint.
Yeah, that too.
Get him!
Yeah.
Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall.
And that's why we press.
The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Okay, Saitama. Very well.
Here it comes.
2. You can clearly be seen in this video.
That was the 8, though.
Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. Wow.
Yeah.
The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out.
That's Judge.
Oh, sorry. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe.
Yep.
Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. You know, not fast or anything, just as slow as humanly possible.
It's okay. At least they're not playing the Blue Badger music here. Instead, they're playing the Objection
they
theme.
Are playing the Blue Badger theme. Oh, the white cloth. It's gone. Why did he put that there? Like, actually, what the what a stupid fucking, like, what?
You know what I bet it was?
What?
It was the Goodman outfit. It got bloody.
Oh, I get.
And
Yeah,
he had to ditch it. What better place than a locker than his own locker?
Yeah. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker with when the camera was turned away. And I'm sure it hurt him so much not to wear his usual shit. Hold your horses! Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it.
Ah, and that's where we got you. Yep.
The murderer needs to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. But how would he open it? He just said that your fingerprint was still on it.
And his light wasn't on like Goodman's, yeah.
It's not my fault. He happened to choose mine.
Yep, everyone else knows, yep.
Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just plain dumb.
He genuinely doesn't know.
He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it. This guy is going to regret not being tech savvy. Ever.
Yeah, it's just going to be the locker. It says right there, yeah.
A fingerprint sensor?
I think that's a new shot.
Really went your yeah, that is. You really went your whole time not knowing that? We talked
I guess
about
if
this
you only open
today.
yours, yeah.
Yeah, and you opened another one, but it somehow opened.
Yeah.
I guess you wouldn't know.
Yeah, because of the... yeah, if anything, that would make you... Even if you knew, you'd question it.
So that really was entirely circumstantial.
Unless it was set up by Goodman, but at the very least, Marshall didn't know.
The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this?
Yeah, he knows he's cooked now.
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force who don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less?
Okay. Oh,
what is
he's
that?
eating some jerky. I think it's beef jerky.
I only got one word for you, partner. No!
I think we got him. I think he's cooked.
Order. Witness, explain yourself. Also, yeah, if he really thought he could open any locker at any point, why would he pick his own one? It just seems like an unnecessary risk.
That's actually fair, but he obviously wasn't thinking, because he obviously was not expecting Meekins to get into a fight, and like he was expected to just waltz out with whatever he was taking from Goodman's locker.
If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. I was eating some jerky.
Trying to.
Ole, please answer the question. What is he now? A bullfighter? That's right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here. We can. Have a look at this floor. Have a look at these floor plans.
I'm bringing up the floor plans now.
There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yeah, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness?
It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion.
It's so obvious. Where was Officer Marshall?
Well then, let's hear it.
Yeah, I wonder.
Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime?
Yeah.
He was the killer.
Well, no, that's Meekins. Remember, Meekins killed Goodman. So, where was Marshall?
Oh.
Yeah,
Right.
Marshall was
I got
Goodman.
that flipped. Officer Marshall was standing right there. But that's... That's what the victim, Detective Goodman, was. No, no, no. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Just a man cosplaying as Detective Goodman. I will say, though, it doesn't entirely match up with the sprite because the hair doesn't align.
I'd have to see his hair, but he could have tied it up in a bun or something under the hat. He could have done something with the hair.
I don't know. I don't know. Could he? Maybe. But what about the little beard? What about the little beard?
We have. You could go to the profiles for the sprites.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, like he's got a little beard, you know. And
well, that's the thing. Like
this dude detests beards.
Show the pic. Or yeah, like that's the thing though. It's like it doesn't. We don't know what he looked like. That's the thing. We don't know. The only footage we have is the footage in the video, and we never like see his face like that in the video. Because you have to remember, like that image that we keep seeing. That's not a real image. That's like for the player. The one image from above we see. You have to remember that's and they do that sometimes in the game. That's not a real image. All we have that's real is the video.
Oh, I always fall for that.
Yeah.
Oh, she's 16.
Yeah, she's a year younger than Maya.
So she ends school at 19? Interesting.
Well, I mean,
I believe the
see.
victim in this video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman.
Objection! But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene, but he didn't know what he looked like.
Got something you want to say, Edgeworth?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He didn't know what Goodman looked like.
Hello?
All Marshall had to... Oh, did you lose me? Hello? Hello? You good? Hello, hello, hello?
Hello?
Weird.
You good?
Do you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened there. My recording's fine. I don't know why you couldn't hear me all of a sudden.
That's... Huh. That is...
Interesting. It seemed like it was really short, but...
Yeah, yeah, everything seems to be okay.
Weird. Okay. Well, anyways, continuing. But I was saying that, yeah, like, he didn't, oh, shit. He didn't, what the fuck? He didn't know what Goodman looked like. And Marshall wouldn't show the ID card, which would have shown what Goodman looked like. So Meekins has no idea what Goodman looked like.
I guess, yeah, that's fair.
It doesn't matter.
Those shots they give you for the player, that always get me. I always forget that's not something the players are presenting.
Yeah, that's just a visual aid.
You need like a little text on that saying "not presented to players, idiot," or to the characters,
or like
idiot.
recreation or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. Nope. Yep.
Get him. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled out a knife on me.
Yeah, because he knew.
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Because it wasn't the same person as the ID card, yep.
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it.
Yeah.
As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Well, you can't see it from there, but trust me, it is there.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Like, come on, guys, this is a fucking remaster. You can put those little details in now.
Yeah, that was really funny that they didn't there.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it? You have to do better than that to break a detective.
Ex-detective, but I get it.
Yep. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. That is the hard evidence.
We don't have the actual coat, though.
We're not gonna get the coat. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say that I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
He did a second time!
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond the shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? None of anything like that. I can see fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do?
Really is obvious, but... Oh no, is Edgeworth gonna cook? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed.
Is bro gonna help us out?
I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
The basics? He's really helping us out.
Yep.
I guess that means we've proven to him that Marshall is the potato. For
Seems
me,
like it.
That would be what Maya used to tell me.
Nope, Mia!
Shut up.
Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box.
Yeah, it's his own words. Not the same wording, but same meaning. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
Sure. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place?
What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been.
So Edgeworth is really helping us out now.
Oh yeah. I mean, he did in the third case too.
I know, that's
Samurai,
what I'm saying.
but...
I love when you do actually I love when you do convince Edgeworth that they're guilty. He actually does help you. I don't know if he can legally do that, but he does.
Yeah, but it's iffy. But in Ace Attorney Land, it's whatever. But in the end, they are both looking for the truth. In the end, that Phoenix and Miles have a understanding and a respect for each other through that too.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker, which is the blood splatter. Yeah, to be honest, you were kind of doomed from the beginning, coming out in all fucking white. That doesn't exactly hide stains very well.
Yeah, the ironic thing is, yeah, because he needed to look like Goodman for the camera. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But he never that's the thing, he never expected fucking Meekins to show up.
No one ever expects Meekins to show up.
Truly.
According to the defense's argument. Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
Yeah, I mean, pretty obvious why. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all of our unanswered questions.
Yep, there still is something else in the video. Yep.
Only shot. The blood splatter.
Yep.
Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. Your Honor, could you please put it on mute this time? After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker. You bastard.
Damn it! He didn't mute it.
Fucking old senile fool. So ironically, Meekins actually kind of helped us prove this in the end.
Well, not in multiple ways, really. Yeah, this is pretty... Yep, there it is. Because if Meekins never showed up, it would have been, a lot of things would have been different.
For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know what to what end. Yep. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled out a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner.
Alright, are you admitting it?
Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all.
Yeah, he's
I hope
going
you're
for
happy
it.
now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago.
Yeah, here we go.
Ooh, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now would we?
Interesting.
Well, like if the good old Phoenix Wright was here today. Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. It seems the time has come.
Sure.
Oh
wow, we're getting a confession testimony. Interesting.
I had to do it in that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting
SL9.
Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't get caught up on the camera. There wasn't any murder. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. And that's it.
Okay.
So the supposed victim was really you?
But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. Yeah, the big puddle of blood that's on our fork lens, that wasn't from this fight.
I mean, are we certain? Because just look at how bloody this fucking coat got. Are we saying like that could, with how much Meekins bleeds, he could have just bled out while he was unconscious like that?
I don't think so. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Well, Marshall's gonna make that argument that you just made.
Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. But look at like how much blood was on the coat. You know?
Still nothing compared to what we found on the ground, though.
But that was just a single like moment he got on that.
Well, I mean,
Like 15
that's
minutes
Marshall's
unconscious with
argument,
that
but
guy?
I tend to think that when Edgeworth and Phoenix are agreeing on something, their instincts are probably right.
So you trusted them over me?
Yeah, probably. I mean, also, it's more so trusted them over Marshall.
I had to do it on the day. Oh, I'm actually pressing this guy now.
Yeah, we actually have a testimony of his
When you
confession.
say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident.
2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day.
Not if I had anything to do with it. That instant's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost.
Wow.
I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine.
And we've already more or less figured out why he's so invested in SL9. Has to do with that. Again, his either father, brother, or whatever was killed. Yeah.
But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? Phoenix, did you not look over the records like Lana told you to?
Indeed.
That day was my last chance. That's why I... Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere.
So you did it to fool the security camera.
And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the instant. So he really what? So that really was why Goodman started filing out that lost item report. I returned his ID card.
You returned it.
I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. Yep.
Sure.
Wow.
Because he was the
Technically
detective.
gave it back.
He was in charge of the scene. Yeah.
The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall.
So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. Yeah, that's the crazy part. Kind of.
What do you mean, partner?
I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself.
But he could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. Just happened to. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall.
But see, that's weird, because if you go back to the ID card record, right?
Hmm.
If you check the ID card record, he's not on it. Because the Goodman at 514 was Marshall. So it's
Yeah.
all sevens, Edgeworth, Meekins, Marshall, Meekins. So that's interesting.
And there's
Goodman
still
had to
someone
have done
unaccounted
something,
for.
though. Yes.
I'm gonna assume that one is gone. That's my assumption.
Just based on the number, I could see that. Him having like a custom number or something,
Just
because
by
I assume
proxy
that's
of
like a
elimination
custom
at this
number.
point.
Yeah, that too. I mean, I guess in theory it could be Lana, perhaps.
Yeah, she was involved in this case. You're right, but
It feels like it feels like
motive.
unless it's a character we don't know, it feels like it has to be probably Lana or Gaunt, because it's not gonna be Gumshoe.
I mean,
So
it
it's
could
gotta
be
be
Angel
Lana or
somehow.
Gant.
Like they didn't update the system.
She could have got a card from one of her boyfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on the table.
You don't
One
have
of
to be
those three, then.
You don't have to be a detective to get in. Since
No,
Meekins
you
could
just
get
need
in.
an ID card, yeah, because Edgeworth is clearly in the system, which means Lana should be in the system, obviously.
Yeah.
Angel could have potentially borrowed an ID card from someone that she has connections.
You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off?
I'd put Angel as the third option, though. I definitely think Gant and Lana are both more likely.
Yeah. Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come during that time. Officer Meekins certainly is a one in a million type of person. Mistaking
Sure.
a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID.
I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year.
There's the Ray stuff. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Honestly, especially now,
yeah.
with how much thin ice this bastard's on.
Just the power that prosecutors have in this universe.
Anyway, he threw himself at me and ended up cutting him slightly. Slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. And me knocking him out and everything. Oh, by the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one that I've been shaving myself with the entire time we've been talking?
He just cleaned it off?
Also, they just let him bring a knife into a courtroom.
Yeah? That's crazy that it is, in fact, the same knife, though.
I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and did some weird, crazy shit, man. So you did your research beforehand. Those who got into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all looked on as planned, no footage would have been left there.
Sure. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins.
If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day...
That's the crux of it. There wasn't a murder there.
Yep. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place.
That's the weird part, is the giant pool of blood.
Yeah.
That...
What are you, blind?
And they're going with the hand.
The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner.
So you stole the evidence from the locker?
Actually, no, I didn't. Huh.
Oh. Why not?
When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. Oh.
Interesting.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence?
It's still missing, Your Honor. That's why he assumed, yeah, I mean, obviously Marshall had it.
Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence?
Potentially Goodman himself, but we don't know. It could...
Yeah.
Who knows?
Wait, remind me what the evidence was in the locker again?
We don't know. It was SL9 related evidence. Like, we don't know the specifics.
No
we found
concrete.
what was left, which was basically the jar and the glove.
Yeah, you would think it would be him then, because somehow he left his glove in the lock in a way that it could be opened. So he had to have. Goodman had to have opened it. So it either was Goodman that took it, or someone else with Goodman's permission. Like someone went in with Goodman and took it. Like again, if Lana or Gant or whoever might be, if it's someone other than him, Goodman knew about it. Yeah. But obviously we can't question Goodman one way or the other on this. Not yet. Or I guess ever. Well,
unless Maya
comes back, yeah.
I am a spiritual god now.
God, that would be pretty peak. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID? Injuring a police officer? This is no small offense.
Yeah, he's going away. The sad part is we might not see Marshall again because he's going.
Oh, we won't see him past this case anyway.
He's going to the slammer. Yeah, but he's so cool. Moreover, you're an officer yourself.
I know, and his theme's so great.
Yeah, it is. This will have serious consequences. Can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. I love how that's always his move.
Yeah, that's always his go-to. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution.
Fair.
When am I gonna get that kind of power?
You need employees first.
Honestly. You have an entire firm all to yourself. And
Yeah,
an unpaid, underage assistant.
Maybe one day he'll have people working for him.
God. This isn't your case. This one's mine. I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? I do. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room.
Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. Yeah, everyone seems to at least agree on that.
Yeah.
That this guy was genuinely the serial killer. So it's interesting what might have potentially been
if he
forged
wasn't.
I mean, that'd be crazy. Obviously, he already got executed, so that would be bad.
I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out.
Yeah, even Marshall.
But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Huh. Nothing from Edgeworth. He was the prosecutor, so...
Yeah. And he doesn't seem to think it is Edgeworth because he's not really mad at Edgeworth.
Yeah, because that was something Angel, hates prosecutors, right? So,
yeah.
Angel seemed to have her blame kind of in that direction towards, Lana and Edgeworth and stuff, but not Jake.
Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had
Yeah.
a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later.
It's SL9 time.
Related some way to that case.
Yep.
I better take another look at the files.
You already know, so yeah. we know. Just okay.
Get him! Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident files here. The name Marshall was mentioned in here.
Twice, actually.
I guess you ain't been drinking cactus juice after all. In a list of murder victims, Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall? Oh, Edgeworth knows the name.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago.
Oh!
Hey!
Whoa! He was the king of prosecutors. He actually won one amidst Von Karma, because we looked at the thing and it's mostly just Von Karma's name over and over again.
I hate how they just flashed that.
Yeah, it was Gant and Lana and Neil. So and Neil was wearing a hat. I bet he was the fourth guy in the picture.
Most likely. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor?
I'm sure we'll see that picture again.
Hopefully. You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award.
That thing has been in our evidence this whole time. It never came up, by the way, in day 1 or day 2 so far.
Was the one in the
this
picture,
has to
not broken?
I'm not sure. I need to see it again, but it might have been the full one. But yeah, this is it's gotta come up. It's gotta come up. It's even the fact that it's coming up again in like a weird way. It's gotta come up somehow. Now I remember Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before so he was the prosecutor for SL9. Then he got murdered by the guy somehow.
Took over.
That's crazy. Because if you notice, he was the last guy on the list. So he was the last guy that was murdered. Presumably, I would guess that was probably the one. Yeah. That was probably the murder that was witnessed by Lana and Emma.
Yeah, it had to be.
That's crazy.
Otherwise, they wouldn't
obviously,
have got away.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Interesting. So they were working together. Jake was working with his brother on this case, and then his brother got killed.
Assuming it is his brother.
Yeah. Like, it could be his dad. It's gonna be one of the two.
I didn't get a good look. I couldn't tell how old he was.
Yeah, he looked young-ish, so that's why I think I jumped to that. He handled the SL9 case before I did.
That's right. He was. That doesn't explain exactly why Angel doesn't like prosecutors, though.
Well, Angel seems to think that it was the prosecutor's fault or Edgeworth's fault or whatever for whatever happened here. But what's weird about it is even Jake agrees that like Joe did it. So it's interesting. Like we'll have to see where it goes, but it's not so much specifically that it seems like they got the wrong man. It's just that he feels like they all agree that there was something wrong with this case.
Yeah.
And they just can't let it go.
That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands.
That makes sense, too, because this was Edgeworth's first big case, so it would make sense that he got it under unique circumstances. Because this is kind of where he started to become famous in the canon.
But what's his relation to you? Ah, there we go.
Oh!
Yeah, he looks quite... Yeah, it's fine. Oh, the hat came off.
Yeah, they took the hat off, yep.
He was my brother. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, then the deputy chief of police. He's the guy we couldn't see, and we can't see again.
Yeah.
A group of detectives that sucks. This is literally his scene, and they fucking cut him off.
That's so funny.
The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. They were desperate to prosecute the killer. Oh, this is...
There he is, Joe Dark.
Quite an old fellow by looks of it.
Yeah, probably 50s maybe.
My brother fought Dark and was killed.
That's crazy.
That's the first time Dart left behind any evidence. That was all we needed.
Huh. Okay.
He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Duck. What?
Huh.
I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight.
And that's it. That's your reason for your insane action. Interesting. So I wonder
So he thinks
then
there's
if what
another killer?
So I think what he's implying is I think he's saying, like, yes, Joe Dark absolutely killed those other 5 people, but not his brother. Interesting. And then they pinned that there was a conspiracy. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're actually getting somewhere. So they potentially pinned this 6th murder on the guy that did the other 5 to, as a conspiracy to protect someone.
Are you sure we're getting somewhere? Because I think we're adding a lot more onto this now.
Well, this whole time there's been the vibe of a conspiracy, but we haven't been able to put anything to it. But this might be what it is that they blamed a murder on a serial killer that already killed a bunch of people. So they were like, morally, it was like, this guy did kill all these people.
The killer back then was Lana.
It could be. She was a witness.
There's more to my brother's death than what the records say, and Emma, and Emma's freaking out.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe they both know. I mean, who knows? Maybe they've both been hiding this the whole time. That'd be crazy.
How much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
Huh.
Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened to the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. He looks weird without the hat. I mean, he looks good, but it's just... get used to it.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's serious.
Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day.
So I'm assuming we will at least see him, like, near the end to, like, tell him that we figured out this case, because no way we're leaving this case off. And Phoenix is gonna put this shit together, because of course he is. But, like, yeah, this is
We'll have to see how they do it, yeah.
Now. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. He's not wrong.
But that still puts the blame on Lana now.
Yeah, and this goes back to what I was saying from the start of this episode, that if we clear up this, then we go back to the prosecutor office parking lot.
Yep.
At exactly the same time.
The same fucking spot we were at yesterday.
In a way, yeah. But we've learned a lot. Like, we're getting closer to unraveling this whole thing for sure. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office. This fake murder was going on at the police department.
Chance. It gotta be more than just that.
Yeah, it's so coincidental. It can't just be chance. I'm with Phoenix on that. I think even Miles deep down's gotta believe that too.
Right, someone is trying to...
Someone's
trying to take out everyone involved in this case now.
It does kind of feel like that,
because
they kind of took out...
Goodman was one of the people on the case. What was he?
The only person that's not being targeted, seemingly, is Emma.
There's too much, because, yeah, the head investigator, Bruce
But all the people...
Lana was a witness, and Edgeworth was the prosecutor. So someone is trying to take out everyone involved in this case. And
yeah,
Emma...
it feels like it.
Oh, shit, Emma's gone on her own now.
Yeah, Emma just ran off. That's not good. Dude, imagine we find Emma's body.
That really would be some DDLC type shit.
That would be wild.
Or Danganronpa, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
So the only people left would be, Gaunt, Sky, Angel, and Emma. and Edgeworth.
And like, it depends on, like, how they're eliminated, right? Like, Lana goes down for murder, but you could argue, like, Angel got fired, Jake got demoted.
I don't see Emma going, like, yet, but I wouldn't say the same about Angel.
Who knows?
Yeah. Or, like, Gaunt, you know, like... Yeah, all these people now are pretty big sauce right now. Pretty big sauce. And at least with Lana, like, you could say, like, it's been arranged in a way to where she would still be taken out because she's going to prison. And prosecutors, like, you know, they aren't very popular in prison. But, like, Miles, like... Yeah, this is... Yeah,
they're all, like, snaked in this together, kind of. Yeah.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was still the real one.
Yeah. Which, in turn, means only one person could have committed the crime.
I gotta say, you seem very chill right now, Edgeworth. Are you not putting this together?
I mean, he feels like he's like, I'm about to win.
But someone seems to be manipulating things for, you know, you as well.
Yeah. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
Yeah, this all involves your car.
Yes. That's crazy.
But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Yes, because of this fake murder that we just solved. Objection! Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. Yeah. That was the whole reason we got the extra day. There's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department.
It seems to me the boys got the draw on you, partner.
Damn. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. The only thing that really hasn't is the large blood residue, but we got no lead on that.
Angel is confident that she saw Lana kill him.
Well, that's part of what... That's part of Edgeworth's case. I'm talking about
the blood thing. The blood thing.
Yeah. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye.
Who could it have been?
And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never did break the most important part of her testimony. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. The one thing we couldn't disprove was that she watched Lana stab Goodman.
Shit. Ah.
And then he bows. I rest my case.
He's been waiting to get one up on Phoenix for, you know, months now.
Oh, yeah.
Starting to regret representing you, Edgeworth, not gonna lie.
I know.
It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. And
well done, Mr. Wright.
They're not even doing the thing of, like, there's something I can do. There has to be something I can do. We're not even, like, hyping it up or anything. We're just... Fook.
Well, we could still get to that, but anyways, well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. Yeah, he knew the whole time, disproving the alleged murder at the police department.
I mean, that shows he has faith in us.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he knows we're good. He still I think he still genuinely thinks that he's better, but he knows we're good at this point.
You can't have that much of an ego with a 0-3 record.
Well, he's never lost to anyone else.
And neither is Phoenix.
I don't think.
There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty.
That honestly makes sense, though, because Phoenix is so, like, focused on what's right in front of him, whereas Miles sees more of the bigger picture.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. The court finds the defendant. Is Emma gonna, like, fucking kick the door down, break in, slam in? What the hell? Hold it! And you're on the stand!
Yeah, she ran in. Well, yeah, because she ran in. That's usually what they do when someone runs in and is like, "Stop, Your Honor, wait."
Are you allowed to just run in?
No, but it's Ace Attorney, so yes.
Emma.
The defense has an objection, a scientific objection. Right?
Oh, me. What do you mean, Wright? Mr. Wright?
Right, Mr. Wright?
Are you this girl's guardian?
Kind of?
Wouldn't
Not
put it like that, but...
almost?
I'm involved with her right now.
He said, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time.
Oh yeah, if she doesn't speak much with Lana, who is your guardian, by the way?
I would assume legally it probably is Lana.
But they don't live together. At least that's what they made it seem like.
Who knows?
This is Japanifornia. She can probably live on her own. I don't fucking know.
She probably can, honestly, at 16. But, please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please.
For your #1 fan.
I don't want to leave any loose ends. Aww.
Barker.
It really
like
is
the only
Mary as
person
fuck.
that's shown him like constant respect. It's like, oh, I guess I can let this go.
Well,
Barker.
Gumshoe, but yeah.
Nah, but Emma's competent.
You want a minute? I'll give you 3.
Damn, that's a
Generous.
lot. That's a lot of generosity.
I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings?
Now that she mentions it, the names on both Sky Sisters were in that file.
But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day.
Oh,
So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime.
Jesus Christ, you're almost a little too competent. You put that together outside of the courtroom? Maya
She
could
is.
never.
She is like silly, and she does have some of the like meme tendencies similar to
she
Maya,
has-
but she is very intelligent.
She has the silliness of Maya with the... This girl. She has the silliness of Maya
She
with
is
the brains of Mia. What
Yeah.
are you?
She's. I don't know about Mia. Okay, Mia. I don't know. I don't want to go that far, but she's pretty smart. That left only one thing: the other handprint.
That we didn't bring up, actually.
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker?
But
Dude,
no
did she run
fingerprints
off
were
and like
found on
cook?
it, right?
Did she just run off and like cook while we were on the trial? Was she actually,
In the
even
middle of a
after
panic
freaking
attack?
out and having like PTSD, did she calm down and then proceed to cook?
I guess doing things scientifically is how she calms
Yeah,
down.
it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue.
I will pay you whatever you want. Please be my permanent assistant. I am
Oh,
fucked without you,
Phoenix.
you know?
Honestly, fair.
I could live having both Emma and Maya as my right hands, you know? Maybe you can finally resolve the eternal debate me and Maya have about the stepladder.
Oh my god, yes.
a third voice would go a long way.
I'm pretty sure, because the argument I think continued in this section, because there was a ladder at the
Wasn't
parking
there?
lot. I'm pretty sure Emma and Maya are on the same side on that one.
I think it was in Edgeworth's office.
Oh, there is a ladder there too, but there's a ladder in the parking lot as well, so I don't know.
Oh god, she'd go for a completely different answer.
Either way, because he even had PTSD where it was like, this sounds familiar. So good. So I ran over there and looked at it again.
How'd you get in there? It's meant to be locked. So did you find something?
Well, yeah, I don't know. No. And the music stops too.
I retract my statements.
Okay, that's actually peak comedy. What the fuck?
Huh? Pardon?
Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Aww. Now she's doing the Maya thing. Don't do the Maya thing. Don't be sad.
Is that all?
Yeah, he really needs a bit be bailed out. Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student.
And I'm just an attorney.
Yeah, not feeling very ace right now, huh?
I'm
But
definitely
Mr.
not
Wright,
the
those
ace
traces.
attorney.
But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them... Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regards to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain?
It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. It is weird.
Right, we still haven't explained it.
Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. To be fair, I'll give Emma this. She's tried pretty hard. She gave us the luminol. Like, I think she's done a pretty good job, all things considered. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, we do. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint? You don't want me to, like, click something right now.
Let's see what it does.
Could there be something I'm missing? I'm not cool enough to say no.
Yeah, we just fire fast and loose.
This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction.
The only thing that seems clear is you're grasping, Mr. Wright,
Yeah,
at straws,
that's what
perhaps.
I do every time.
Yeah.
You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing.
Yep.
Oh God, what are you gonna try and make me cook now?
You mean something hasn't been drawn on there?
Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Judge, you've been my judge in every case I have. You should know, the only time I get results is when I'm under completely severe life-threatening pressure.
You're not wrong.
Very well, Mr. Wright. I prosecuted a fucking parrot and won the case. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? Oh, you bastard, you actually want me to do something here.
What's missing?
The vase.
No, that was... no.
Bastard.
Think about where on the floor plans that is, too.
I can't even.
You can always watch. You can watch the video though. It's Gumshoe's locker, so it's that one.
Oh.
Not the Marshall one. It's the one.
Wait.
Yeah.
What's missing?
Yes.
And this is the
what's
floor
missing
plan right here.
Yes.
The blue badger?
I don't see a blue badger, and there was a blue badger right in front of that locker.
What about that piece of plywood?
Yeah.
Are you really gonna say canonically fucking he brought it up? Wait, he's still here?
Yeah. We haven't.
Where is Emma then? I thought Emma was on the stand now.
Yeah, they're both here. Like they're both here.
No. How dare you? Give me schematics of this fucking courtroom. The blue badger mascot of the police force.
Asset management.
Defender of truth, guardian of proof.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Why are you bringing up that horrid thing?
Honestly, if a theme starts playing, I'm going to murder right here.
I know, dude, I've been waiting. Like they've been actually really nice, and I'm like, I remember this theme playing more than it has, so like I'm just waiting.
Oh God. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The blue badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime.
It blocks the... You couldn't get to that locker. which implies that the handprint was
there is
from
a handprint
before
on the badger itself, though.
But it implies that the whatever that bloody handprint is
Happened
was
before the badger was in there.
Which means it was before the whole Meekins Marshall incident.
That is insane. This fucking evidence room. Well,
what? I mean, now we're looking at the idea of like, did Goodwin get murdered in the evidence room beforehand?
I guess so, yeah.
Because we know, because if he was murdered earlier, because if you remember, check the court record, not the court record, the court record.
Went in there earlier in the
court
day.
record, first page, autopsy report. Oh, we have a shadow for Joe Dark.
Wait, what?
I think that's Joe Dark. I think that's Joe Dark.
Neo.
Yeah.
Why do you have a shadow where you literally saw him?
I got maybe that. I don't know, but yeah. Either way. Anyways, autopsy report right next to the badger. Date and time of death between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. So it's possible he died earlier. The killer put his body in Edgeworth's trunk. Then Edgeworth drove to the prosecutor's office. Lana got out the body and stabbed it while he was already dead.
Why?
And then that would have been... I don't know. I don't know the motivation for Lana, but that would explain that would explain what she saw, because the testimony of Angel is that she saw Lana stab Goodman. So I mean, by all accounts, Lana did stab Goodman, but it could have been his dead body already.
Is it still a crime to stab a corpse?
Yes, but it's less of a crime.
Oh, obviously it's less of a crime, but
she would still be in trouble. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what we're doing here in Ace Attorney, but yeah, because that would imply that she was, altering, like, crime scene alteration and defiling a corpse, all this stuff. Like, she would be doing bad stuff, but it's possible, if that's the case, then someone could have murdered Goodman in the evidence room. That would explain the blood stain, the blood residue.
Big gash blood stain.
Yep. And then that would explain the handprint. Jesus. Someone wearing gloves, so there's no
that was not a clean kill.
That would kind of explain almost everything. The thing that wouldn't explain is why the fuck did Lana do this?
Is she trying to protect someone?
Maybe. I don't know.
Who? Okay. Well, since this all connects to... Is she trying to protect Gaunt?
I mean, it could be. I mean...
Like, who else is involved in this? You've got Emma, which just no. Edgeworth, Gaunt, and Lana. There's no one else. It's just these three that are relevant left, right?
I struggle to imagine she'd go this far for Gant, but
it depends what
it
depends if she owes him.
If there's context that we don't have, maybe. He definitely kind of feels suspicious just because of, like, when you look at the characters, right? There's only so many characters here, and it's like, who else could be? Who could be the killer at this point, right? If it's not Lana,
Emma,
which it still could genuinely be Lana.
It's Emma.
I mean, if Lana was protecting someone, that's the first person that jumps to mind. But
I mean, I can't imagine Lana like defending anyone else other than Gaunt at this point.
Gant looks the most suspicious, I would say, at this point. Because we got two new characters and they're both dead, so those don't help.
Yeah. Okay.
That's see.
Right. So long as the blue badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker.
But again, that's all based on... Bro hit us with a classic Nani right there.
Nani? So that means... just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically.
I was not pressing anything there. I thought that was going to be automated too.
Yeah, it was flowing, yeah.
Emma.
On that afternoon, so I guess when Bro moved to the witness stand, she moved back by his side. She just hadn't spoken up yet.
Fair enough.
Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right?
Yep.
At 4. Yeah. It's the it's sevens. It's sevens. Because if you go to the ID card record,
7 one.
Meekins 450. So the two people that are suspicious are Sevens and Edgeworth.
Well, that's fucked.
It had to be someone before the first Meekins appearance. Which means so something happened with either Sevens or Edgeworth.
It's definitely not good, man. Literally, the only people with badges now that fit this are, Gunn and Lana.
And Gumshoe, but it's not gonna be Gumshoe.
Oh, and Edgeworth, I guess.
Well, we know Edgeworth. We know Edgeworth, though. His number, we know. It's the 441.
Oh, yeah, 40 minutes after.
Yeah, the one that starts with an 8.
So
it was 10 minutes before Meekin showed up and 20 minutes before Sevens showed up. Edgeworth popped in for... I wonder if Edgeworth... Wait a minute. Court record again? Screwdriver.
They were told to... This was like the murder weapon or something?
This was like evidence from another unrelated case that he was told to pick up.
Yeah, and it was just a cover to get him to take it away.
And look who told him to get
request.
It. It's not looking good for Damon right now.
It is no. Oh, you're right. I knew he was a fucking freak.
It's looking a little sus for Gant because he could if the body was in Edgeworth's trunk. He used Edgeworth driving to the prosecutor's office to transport the body. And then presumably if he has Lana in his pocket, then Lana did what Lana did to take the fall. Like that, again, there's a lot that we don't know, but that kind of falls into place.
Kind of.
For the most part. Like
Emma?
There's still iffy parts, but yeah, what the deal is, like why Lana's gonna do Gant's bidding is iffy. Why Gant's going to all this trouble to like fuck with all the SL9 people in this hypothetical. Like, there's a lot we don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's the closest we've gotten up to this point. Like, we're actually, like that's at least a real theory that has some legs to it.
Let's find out what's going on.
Yep. After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker.
So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in. Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched bladder dash in my courtroom. It may be far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice.
But how?
And for once, Edgeworth is finally rattled again.
Yep.
One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. As we've seen, Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. Again, wouldn't call that trivial, but okay. The problem is, the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown in this tape. It had to have been. So I just want to say right out.
He's going for it. He's gonna say that this was had to have been when somebody killed Goodman. He's going for it.
Like, if this is how we explain like the massive gush of blood on the floor, like, are we gonna say that Marshall had no reaction to that? To just seeing
it
a
had to have been
gush
clean.
of blood on the floor.
You forget there was no blood on the floor. It was luminol testing fluid. We found the traces of a massive puddle of blood, so it was cleaned up before Marshall and Meekins showed up, presumably.
I thought there was blood on the floor.
No, it was we sprayed and there was a giant puddle and we were like, oh god.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's the blue. The blue marks on the floor plans are luminol marks.
It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered.
Yeah, and they're going for the cornered music. He's going for it. Objection! That's ridiculous! I refuse to accept your absurd claim!
I will not lose again to you, Wright. Not again!
Yeah. The corner theme's playing. He's like, he must hear it. He's like, no, this is not happening again.
Hear it? He made it. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
Objection!
Just going back and forth.
So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred.
When did the first incident occur? To summarize,
Either 420 or 440. It was one of those card read. It was either Edgeworth, and I would certainly hope it was not when Edgeworth went in. So I would assume it was when all 7s went in.
To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well. Then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? This thing, because it's broken?
Imagine. It's gonna come up, I swear to God. It's going to, I believe.
Not today, but someday. Edgeworth's knife? Because it was Edgeworth?
That would be funny, too.
This thing? Because it was wrapped in the muffler?
It's at the wrong crime scene, but I mean,
it
could have. I guess
related?
I guess there's a chance, although it had a broken tip, so I doubt it.
Screwdriver. Given by Gaunt's request.
Eventually.
The ID thingy for 7777.
Yeah, I mean, it proves that there were people inside earlier, yeah.
If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. Kind of overlaps when you think about it. An ID card! Oh! The ID card record. Now, whose name is there? Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at... Let's see here.
4:50, yeah.
4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be... 4:40 p.m.
Oh!
Miles Edgeworth! Just what have you done?
It's happening again!
I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy.
Dude, I swear, if in the third day, imagine the third day, it's like we've cleared Lana and now we have to defend Edgeworth again.
And Lana's prosecuting him.
Oh my God, yes! The switcheroo! That'd be incredible.
I mean, you've got to
the
think, for Phoenix's Grove to become the ultimate defense attorney, we have to beat, like Maya's friends now, or Mia's friends now.
Sure, why
People
not? Drop
on
the
her
act
level.
witness. Drop the act witness.
We have to beat everyone in a position of power in this entire universe. So Lana will come up at some point.
I like the way your head's thinking, I'm just gonna say that. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me.
Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. Yeah, Edgeworth's bringing that up. That
means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer.
Yep. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible.
Say that to a certain someone who managed to cut a live feed in the same amount of time. That's, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about here.
I know
that was equally impossible and was still able to be accomplished. So, you know, these acts are possible.
Oh, different.
What a fucking
Yeah.
stupid case. That would mean.
Case 3, man. Good old
Oh,
case 3s.
I hate it. The crime must have taken
It
place before Mr.
transcends-
Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Literally
Transcends
transcends
the multiverse.
franchises.
Oh, if AA2 has a shitty third case, I will just... Oh.
Literally the one that people argue is the worst of the whole series.
What? No, you're memeing. No.
I wish I wasn't.
You're memeing. No, there's no way.
I wish I
DR
wasn't.
There's no way
Yeah.
Danganronpa and
Oh, yeah.
fucking... They both share case 3 in the second game, respectively.
The second game.
No.
Well, the funny thing is that the case 3 in the first games aren't super beloved either.
Yeah, but fuck them. They're wrong about case 1.
Yeah, I know why you feel about... Yeah.
Let's look at the chart again. We appear to be missing someone. There's only one other card number remaining. 777777.
7 sevens. Yeah, I was literally about to make that joke, Marshall.
What is this, fairy tale? Talk about a lucky number. But wait,
The
that doesn't
irony
make sense.
is the irony of that comment is that over the course of the time that we're recording this, a fairy tale went up on my channel while we were recording this.
You posted
Even better.
fairy tale today?
Yeah, I know.
God,
Disgusting.
you are an evil man.
Anyways,
But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goopman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. Fair?
that makes sense
That's the only plausible explanation.
because he lost his card too. So
Yep, he went with 77777777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 77. Oh, fuck you! I'm not saying that.
I mean, it's gotta be Lana or Gant, right?
What?
Like, who else would it be? That's 1-7 too many, Your Honor. Not that you actually said them. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present.
Which means we have to delay another day. What? Explain yourself, son. How are you still allowed in here?
The ID's number 777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. It's Lana or Gant.
Yep. Also,
It's gotta be one of the two.
I keep saying it, but I love how he's completely irrelevant now, but for some reason Marshall is still in here.
Yeah, I love it. He's just reacting to things. It's fantastic.
Very sporadically.
Yep. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. Like I said, there's only 2 people it could be. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. Which means, yeah, they're outranking people, yeah.
But that's ridiculous! Just how...
I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright.
Damn. I'm not Emma, don't you speak to me like that.
Damn. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how you prosecute.
Yeah, it is kind of bullshit.
Operates. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. Damn.
Yeah. Objection! I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself.
Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question.
Yes?
No, not to you. To her. The defendant sitting over there.
Oh.
Your own little executive.
She is one of the 2 people!
She's
Like,
in the room?
Yeah.
What? We haven't seen her at all.
Just
How long
being
has she been
quiet.
here?
Just observing.
Lana.
As she does. Objection! Don't be stupid. But yeah, she's been charged with murder, so they have her number. Okay, so that's gotta be Gant. Of course
only one
we've
other
looked up her
person.
ID number. And it's not 7777777.
Don't blame me for a full partner. That's not what I meant to ask.
Oh.
All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? You're asking her to put herself on another charge. And finally, she takes the stand. This is a very complicated day. Can we have a lunch break?
Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor?
Our last break was, after, 2.5 hours. We must be at, 4 p.m. at this point.
Yeah. I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial.
We never had a trial be this busy before. This is kind of exciting.
Yeah. At the time,
Ironically,
occasionally we felt the powerlessness of the law.
We've transitioned this trial so much that Phoenix is saying the least right now.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking
That's
people
how it's flowing.
involved.
Yeah.
The idea of defense, prosecution, that's out the door.
And the funny thing is, despite that, there's only one page of characters in this.
Yeah, this is less like a courtroom. It's more like we're with a fucking Jerry right now trying to put this together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At least I did. Is she about to legitimately admit that they forged evidence or they messed with the evidence in SL9? Well,
apparently.
Lana, I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor, how many stands you got in this courtroom?
I know.
During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't!
I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Yeah, this is crazy because here's the other part in this. Edgeworth was the actual prosecutor of this case. So if Lana fucked around with the evidence, Edgeworth is guilty by association. This would,
But that's not fair.
It's not fair. But especially with all the bullshit surrounding him, this could be the final nail in the coffin. This could be the final nail in his coffin.
Oh, shit.
Because he's already under hot water. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
Also, we've never seen just, the sprite turn sides like that before.
Yeah, she didn't go all the way behind. She just stopped to the side. But Lana... Even if it involved forging evidence. Oh, shit.
And he never changes. See? That's what I'm talking about.
No. No! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Order,
they're going crazy!
Order!
Lana's remarks caused such a stir, the chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. That's how it ends!
What the fuck?
Oh, they cooked. This episode was great. They cooked.
That was the best trial of the of Rise from the Ashes for sure.
I love that I love that what happened was literally it got so the crowd was in such an uproar that he couldn't get order in the court. So that's just how that trial day ended.
Definitely the most chaotic ending we've ever had, and to be fair, I feel like we're building that, because by that point, Phoenix felt long, unnecessary by this point, as kind of did Edgeworth himself. The whole, organizational stand of a courtroom felt completely just shattered, half an hour before we even got to this point. We really
that
were
was
just
crazy.
throwing fucking questions. The entire purpose of this of this, of this day, just find out what happened in the fucking evidence room. Well, that was solved like 2 hours ago. We're just trying to put together shit from a case 2 years ago at this point.
Well, I mean, the SL9 stuff came in pretty late, because, I mean, we had to figure out the Meekins part, then we had to figure out the Marshall part, and then we started, again, it was all related to the evidence room. Like, there wasn't, a whole lot of the SL9 stuff, but like that's the thing, like bro just threw out, like, because that's the thing, Marshall's motivation was SL9, and that's what he cares about. What like Phoenix and Miles were debating really had nothing at any point had anything to do with SL9. It was just Marshall, this is his motivation. Obviously Lana just straight up admits it. What Angel and Jake and I assume Bruce probably all assumed all along. So yeah, I mean, where do we go from there? Like, I assume we're gonna figure out what happened with SL9, but it does feel like we're close to. I mean, we're close to figuring out our case, because like,
are we gonna investigate now?
Looks...
We didn't even end with the need to investigate.
No,
like, yeah, this wasn't like an ending. We didn't end on like a regular circumstance. The crowd was in such chaos, we just couldn't continue.
I mean, it is labeled Day 3 investigation, so it looks like we will to some extent. But it'll be interesting, because, like, we could try to find out about the ID number. I mean, like, we're all but certain it's Gant, but we don't actually have that confirmation yet.
By proxy of
so we could try to figure that out. Yeah, so we can figure that out. And maybe look more into ask. We would love to question Lana, like, get to the detention center, hopefully, but she might be getting questioned like crazy after saying that. Everything's going to be in an uproar. But if we can, we'd love to ask Lana questions. Edgeworth's going to be in huge trouble. He's going to have inquiry number 20 million. He's going to be in trouble. Everything's all topsy-turvy. Like, the whole prosecutor's office is going to be fucking chaos.
This was definitely hype, though, because I am very hyped.
Good.
I am very hyped. Jesus Christ, I started this game 4 years ago. But this... I am
The original! The original!
I am very excited, because this really does feel like we are in somewhat of an endgame now. I don't know exactly how long the next, like, investigation is going to be, but I feel like we're probably going to get to the end of Rise from the Ashes pretty soon. And, with this big conspiracy bullshit going on, it's going to be a big one, and it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably, like, I mean...
Again, like,
we'll see. Like, I don't know how it'll be interesting to see how we split it, because the last investigation wasn't, like, super... It'll be interesting, depending, because we'll probably do the investigation as its own episode.
No,
I would imagine it'll probably be a shorter one. It'll probably be, because it'll be a lot shorter than I think a lot of these other ones, and then we'll have to see how the trial goes, but
I mean, what are we even looking for in the investigation?
That's the thing, right? Like, I don't know how long this investigation necessarily will be. I guess we'll see. We're going to have to see as we get to it. But like I said, other than the 777, 7777, figuring out what, like, we don't know anything. We still don't know a lot about the details of SL9, which is probably where the jar is going to come in, because it obviously didn't come into play at all. We can figure that out. We can see what's going on with Edgeworth. Like, some of it is just witnessing the chaos that will come about what happened, especially at the end of this trial day.
True.
So it'll be interesting there. But I definitely think, like, learning about SL9, like, trying to, whether through Lana, through whoever, like, figuring, even Edgeworth, because he was involved, like, everyone was involved. So just other people maybe telling us about SL9 potentially, because that could be helpful in figuring out all this. Because even if the Gant thing is right, we still don't know why Lana would participate.
Emma.
But we don't know why. Like, there's got to be more to it than that.
Protect Emma.
Yeah, I know, but there's got like SL9 or whatever. There's got to be more lore to it.
I don't know.
And that's what we need to find out.
Yeah.
But it does seem like we have a lead. Like, we have a genuine, like, it feels like we're narrowing in on Gant. Like, it definitely could be someone else still, but it's looking more and more like we're narrowing on Gant as our killer. And then we have to put all the pieces around that.
I'm pretty.
And if it
much
is
there
Gant,
for
we're trying to
Gant,
take.
but-
And if it is Gant, we're gonna have to try and take down the chief of police. Which, speaking of conspiracies and cover-ups, that could be difficult.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, this is kind of how it goes, you know. This guy is so absurdly powerful. He took the turnabout right out of the title.
I will
So, I
note
mean-
he does wear gloves. He does. We've seen him clap and stuff. He does wear gloves,
Interesting.
so that does fit with the bloody handprint, with the gloved handprint. So
I am.
it does
excited
line
for
up.
that.
Like it all fits. Oh
Yep.
yeah, no, Gant, because Gant was awesome. Like Gant shows up in like the second half of the first trial day was awesome, and then you get a little of
just
him in
stares
the
at you
investigation, but
intently.
we didn't.
Breaks the
In
fourth
this
wall with that
episode,
shit.
in the second trial day, we got no Gant. So like
Yep.
it's definitely exciting to double back to him potentially. So
Very exciting stuff.
yeah, and actually going against him will be terrifying. Based on what we've seen, if we're actually going at Gant,
Bro's
oh,
gonna
that
make
could
Red
get
White
scary.
look like a little bitch.
Red White always was a little bitch.
I know.
At least like, yeah, like I will say, because like obviously the first guy, the toupee guy, was kind of a bit of a bitch, and Red White was a bitch. But I will say the last two criminals, D. Vasquez was cool, and obviously Manfred von Karma was no bitch. Like they actually had intimidation factor, Vasquez and von Karma. And if Gant is the killer, that's definitely another one on that list.
We are gonna build a very, very clean, attractive record as a defense attorney.
We're going for 4-0. Not next episode, probably, but soon. We're going for 4-0 because we are getting to that third and final trial day where it's do or die.
I feel like our salary should be increased because we're not even a defense attorney. We're a fucking detective as well at this point.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like we don't really get salary. We get like our
And,
clients
like,
pay us.
And a
in
prosecutor.
theory,
And a prosecutor.
in theory, our clients pay us.
Yeah. In theory.
That's the idea. Whereas the ironic thing is, in real life, defense attorneys typically make way more than prosecutors because prosecutors are paid by the government. They have an actual like salary, whereas defense attorneys get paid by their clients. And
yeah, but this is
often
Phoenix,
get
right?
paid a lot.
But
yeah, it's kind of like many other things in this universe. It's kind of reversed in this universe where prosecutors are like usually ballin'. And defense attorneys are usually pretty down bad.
Yeah. But I'm
But
excited.
yeah, no, that
I'm
was
excited.
that was
We're gonna
fun
be
stuff.
reaching the final investigation of the game, and oh boy, that is gonna be
Yep.
fun. I am excited.
Dude, we are genuinely.
And
Yeah,
I'm
the
even
funny
more
thing
excited
is
to
we've
be
kind
done
of
with the Blue Badger.
Yeah, it's actually gone pretty well because we the trial former and ladders getting like fused in not day one but here and even the way we did it with the first day we ended up fusing trial ladder with the investigation. So either way, it's kind of at least episode wise pacing out similar to like the last case, even though it is longer. So it's working out overall. And yeah, we're getting close. We are definitely creeping our way to the end of Rise from the Ashes and in turn the end of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Yeah. It's been a long time,
Wild.
but that is going to be wild. Not as wild because we're jumping right into the next game after, but it's going to be a check mark. It's going to be a milestone for sure, and I'm excited.
Oh yeah,
for
no,
it.
Yep. It'll be very exciting though. I'm definitely looking forward to the next investigation. Like we're in the part of this case, like especially like the second half of this, like the trial ladder portion of this trial day is awesome, and now we're just in the part where like the rest of this case is like really like all just like it's all so good. Like because this is one of the cases I do love, and it's like this later section is all just fantastic in my opinion. So I'm very excited for what's left.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fire.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. Hope you are as well. I think that's good for this part. Anything more to say?
Yeah, no, we can get out of here, and yeah, this will be a nice little full trial day.
Don't
Funny
think
how
it's
there's
quite
a
as,
former
long as the last part,
yeah.
but it's good enough.
I'm not actually. I think they're pretty close. I'd have to. Well, yeah, maybe not. But
Not quite as
anyways,
long, but yeah, pretty close.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm all good.
But yeah, guys, hope you have enjoyed. Next time we should be in presumably the penultimate part of Rise from the Ashes, or if the investigation's not too long, I guess maybe the final part. I don't know.
I doubt, unless we go crazy, I doubt we do the investigation and both parts of the trial. We're probably just gonna, even if it's on the shorter side, we'll probably do the investigation as its own video, and then probably try and grind through the trial.
Fair enough. But yeah,
I think that makes the most sense.
guys, hope you've enjoyed, and we shall see you next time.